You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
My father, Isaac Liverpool, and my mother, Edwelyn Bartholomew, used to sing many songs and sankeys, so often that I learnt them all. A little more oil in the lamp, keep it burning. A little more oil in the lamp, I pray. A little more oil in the lamp, keep it burning. Keep it burning till the break of day. When he walked home from the garden with all his peas and his corn, under the stress and load of the day, oh, he would sing. And there was I, listening to him and hear him. I am a warrior out in the field, and I can sing, and I can shout, and I can tell it all about that Jesus died for me. When I get over yonder in that happy paradise, when I get over yonder in the field. And on a Sunday morning, we would walk to my aunt in Bethel. And when she would be making a pea soup, and she would be singing while the pea soup boiling. Oh, what sweet voices between my father and herself. While I yearned for the pea soup. And she sang, how sweet the name of Jesus sounds in a believer's ear. It soothes its sorrows, heals its wounds, and drives away his fear. It makes the wounded spirit whole and calm the troubled breast. This manna to the hungry soul and to the weary rest. And before he went to bed at night, and he said his prayer, he must sing. Even though he sang a very long prayer, he gave God thanks for the day in this manner. I must have the Savior with me, for I dare not walk alone. I must have his presence near me, and his arms around me throne. Then my soul shall dare go ill. Let him lead me where he will. I will go without a murmur, and his footsteps follow still. Oh, he suffered from high blood pressure. And when the nausea took him, and the giddiness, he never gave up. He even gave God thanks for the illness, singing all the time. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a fortress of glory divine. Year of salvation, purchased of love, born of the Spirit, washed in his blood. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. But my mother was a Catholic. And when he sang his Baptist hymns and Sankeys, she would counter him with a Catholic hymn. And so she was trying to shut him up. But she sang with a beautiful and sweet voice. And she sang, "Oh, come to the throne of grace. Oh, come to the heart most pure. To Mary, your hope of life, in whom salvation is sure. Oh, Lady of Fatima, hail, Immaculate Mother of Grace. Oh, pray for us, help us today. Hope of the human race." And when somebody in the village died, or his good friends died, sometimes he didn't go to the funeral, but he stayed home and he sang. He was at the funeral in spirit. Shall we ever all meet again? Shall we ever all meet again? On that great judgment morning, when the book shall be opened and the name shall be called. Oh, how sad it will be when I take my departure and I turn away from heaven for not serving my Lord. And when he had no money, and he was depressed, or he won nothing in the sweepstake, and poverty stared him in his face, oh, he turned to his God, and he sang. Love lifted him. I was singing deep in sin, far from the peaceful shore, very deeply staying within, thinking to rise no more, no more. But the master of the sea heard my despairing cry. From the waters lifted me, now safe am I. Love lifted me, love lifted me, when nothing else can help. Love lifted me, love lifted me, love lifted me, love lifted me, oh, love lifted me. Love lifted me. And on a Sunday evening, all of us would come around the bed. Concert time. Rupert, Vaughn, Uriel, Jean, Cynthia. Concert time. And my mother would teach us. Soft as the voice of an angel, breathing a lesson unheard. Hope with a gentle persuasion whispers her comforting word. Wait till the darkness is over. Wait till the tempest is done. Hope for the sunshine tomorrow, after the shower is gone. Whispering hope, oh how welcome thy voice, oh how welcome thy voice, making my heart in its sorrow rejoice. And before we went to bed, in the darkness of night, cool night, my mother would teach us, as if it was a prayer, before we went to sleep. In the evening, by the moon's moonlight, you could hear us darkies singing. In the evening, by the moonlight, you could hear the banjo ringing. How the old folks would enjoy it. They would sit all night and listen as we sang in the evening by the moonlight. In the evening, you could hear. In the evening, by the moonlight, you could hear. How the old folks would enjoy it. They would sit all night and listen as we sang in the evening by the moonlight. Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations.
salvation. Jesus, cover me. Cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, the Sender Village with Professor Walsh, Uncle Tommy and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, do your WZYE civic duty as soon as you join us. Share the live. WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe. WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444. And this is how we start the thing.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life. And as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You're tuned to WZYE, the heartbeat of unfiltered truth. We're more than a station, we're a movement, grounded in facts, driven by integrity, committed to progress. We don't chase headlines, we create them. Decoding politics and current affairs to question power, not cozy up to it. From Laventille to Scarborough, whether you're in your living room or your commute, this is where perspectives collide, divides dissolve, and tomorrow's conversations start today. WZYE, we originate, not imitate.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you know that's our mantra here at WZYE 95.9 FM. We originate, we don't imitate. We bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And mind you, ladies and gentlemen, we have put that in audio for you and using our real names, okay? Here we go. Take a listen.
Anselm LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
And that's what we do here, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what we do here. Let me bring in my pal, the young man, the man better known as Uncle Tommy, boy. Marshall.
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
How are you going?
Professor, good evening.
Good evening to you. How are you doing?
Great, thanks. And yourself?
Tommy, well, you know, I can't complain. You know. Who sing that song, Tommy? I can't complain. Somebody sing that song, I can't complain. Who sing that song?
I haven't thought. I have to think about it. I have to think about it.
Go tell me. Go tell who sing that song, I can't complain. But Tommy, let me start off. Should I start off on the right foot or the left foot?
Well, I know when they start walking, they say left, right, left, right.
Left, right. That's the that's them people on them
soldiers.
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about the Balizena. You know?
Oh, well, the Balize, that's another story.
Oh, that's the next story. So, Tommy, we're gonna start off. Tommy, I have said this over and over. I was born on April 20th. Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Visas was born on April 22nd. Yeah, I think it's the 22nd.
Yeah, 22nd. She's a master. She's the head of the masters.
And Tommy, one thing you can get from us is loyalty. I hope you see where I'm going.
Yes, indeed.
You see where I'm going, right?
Yep.
Let me say congratulations to Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Visesa on 54 years, Tommy. 54. This is a 54th anniversary of marriage. And Tommy, if that doesn't tell you anything about the Prime Minister, you should just cancel Christmas, cancel Carnival, and move to Mars.
I hear you.
Tommy, 54 years, you know. I have 36. You have 54, you know.
I was one shy of 40 when my wife exited.
Right, yeah. Tommy, so we're gonna give the Prime Minister a round of applause for loyalty, Tommy. Tommy, 54 years in a way. You know, if that was in cricket, she make more runs than plenty of them people in the CPL, you know. 54, Tommy, that's half a century. And going, you know, and still going, you know. Boy, you know, that type of loyalty, boy, oh God, is unmatched, unmatched. So let me get the Prime Minister.
Yeah,
That's a round of applause to the Prime Minister, and congratulations on a 54th anniversary of marriage, and still going strong, Tommy. Still going strong. Yeah, still going strong. So let's go over to the chat and see what's going on. Tommy, did you check to see who in first?
Oh yeah, Miss Santa Cruz.
That's 2 in a row?
Yep.
We
And I saw Miss Rampisoon was right on her tail.
But Tommy, what it is about this thing that the woman does be trampling on the men so much? What is it? Help me with this, Tommy. Help me.
Well, we have come to the point where we realize that women are much more dedicated and committed.
Dedicated and much more committed, you see.
That's
Tommy,
that's a realization that we have to face.
Tommy, you know, Tommy, you just have me wondering sometimes, you know. No, seriously, I'm wondering sometimes.
Wonder?
Yeah.
Good wonder or bad wonder?
Just wondering. I could be on the balance beam when you're wondering. So,
well,
what
it's good
about
to
all
wonder, just don't wonder.
What about all the males in the chat, Tommy, when you make them type of statement? What about them?
Well, we have to face it. We are males too. You and I are males too, and we realize that our female companions and daughters are not they're not joking this wrongs. They're very serious.
So you're saying that woman is boss? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that can be said too.
Well, no. Tommy, don't try to go to the word flows now. That can be said.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Women are bosses also. Men are bosses and women are bosses. They're equally bosses as we are.
Yeah. You see. So you saying there's equality of bosses?
Yes.
No, I disagree with you. I have to tell you the truth. I disagree with you. It is my belief that women, you know, I was teaching something in class today. What was that question again, boy? Boy, I remember now. And the question was, why do many people believe that men will make better political leaders than women? Who do you think make better political leaders, men or women?
All I have to say is that women, based on their compassion, could make better political leaders than men.
Tommy, stop waffling now, man. You're putting in them kind of could be, maybe. You like you're kind of hedging these days, you know, Tommy. You're hedging a lot these days, you know. Since people went after you for your stance on the 11 people who died out in the sea, and then the 3 others, and you talk about compassion. I find you kind of you're kind of waffling a little bit, then, so to speak. You ain't Tommy take a stand, and you're standing for it.
Well, I'm human.
Okay.
I've always been human, and I'll continue to be human. And not just that. I believe there's a creator, and I believe he put parameters in place when it comes to relating to each other.
Okay. All right. Tommy, you kind of surprised me though, because I thought you'd take a stand and stand by your stand, but it seems like you're walking by your stand. You ain't standing by your stand. To be honest with you, Tommy, I have to be honest with you. I have two boss, right? My wife and my daughter. Them is my boss. I just tell anybody, them is my boss, right? Now, when my wife is not there, my daughter, you know, boss, them is my boss. I just listen.
I just
And I
say, I just,
find,
I just say, my last daughter has taken the place of my parent.
oh, yeah. So just to keep my peace, Tommy, I listen to my bosses. You understand? Anthony say, Anthony say, Wall Street, you're not easy. So I'm going to the bottom of the chatter because we just start these things and then Caribbean soul say when it comes to politics, it depends because woman makes decision on emotion. You see, look how Caribbean soul going sideways already. He gone sideways. Woman makes decision on emotions. I think maybe in relationship, Tommy, and in the real world, but if you're a politician, you can make decision based on emotion.
Yeah, I think if you're a politician, you have to be, you're supposed to think things through because you're responsible for so many people with your action that you need to think things through. At least check it 3 times.
Yeah, and a man go just make it and that is it. You understand? Anthony Ford said a woman will have more venom because of a mother's instinct to care and stand up for the right thing. Correct is right. Yeah? Correct is right. Look, Anthony, I agree with Anthony. Anthony, good night, and I agree with you. My thing is, Tommy, is that I think there are many times when women give us men decisions and we don't listen because we think we know it better than them. And in the end, they were 100% right.
Most times, not many, most times.
You see, you're coming around now, Tommy. You're coming around. You're
No,
coming
well,
around, Tommy.
I've lived long. I've lived long enough, and I've had enough experience to know that to be factual.
All right. You see, correct is right. I agree with you. Volsang said, us men like it when women take the lead also. Really? I think women just take the lead because, right? Most of the time, decisions they make are excellent decisions. I'm just going through the chat here. Okay. All right. I had to go back to the chat. So I was just trying to get up. Tommy, people just trying to cause trouble, eh? Watch. Semantic 62 say woman is boss. Anthony Ford said men will take a stronger stand while a woman will be more passionate in speaking. Capitan, good night. So Volsang says, Wall, stop leading Uncle Tommy. Oh, anyhow, I leading you, Tommy? That is it?
I don't know, but I have my thoughts, my own personal thoughts.
Tommy, you could stand on your own. You could stand on your own footing. I'd rather think. Anyway, let me quickly go through this here. Miss Santa Cruz was then first. Good evening, Wall Street and Uncle Tommy. Second as well, good evening to my friends on the village chat. So, Miss Santa, folks, let me make an announcement. PSA, public service announcement. On Sunday, Miss Santa Cruz will be going for her first hat trick. And should Miss Santa Cruz get a hat trick, that will be the second hat trick by a female on WZYE 95.9 FM. Who are the first one, Tommy? Monica?
Miss Ranky soon.
Miss Ranky soon. So Monica Ranky soon have the first hat trick. And Miss Santa Cruz will be going for a hat trick. Monica says, happy wedding anniversary, Miss Kamala Prasad Busesa and husband. May God shower his blessings upon them with long life and good health. Mr. Intellectual says, blessed afternoon, prawn uncle to all villagers. Hope you all having a tremendously blessed and productive day filled with all of God's choices blessing. Gail Rasmin says, hi everyone. Hi to you, Gail. Anthony says, good afternoon, everyone. To Keisha boy, Kish boy. Good day, everyone in the village. And someone told me, pleasant good evening to you, to Keisha. Original, eh?
Welcome back home, Kish.
Yeah, Caribbean. So say good afternoon, WZYE TV and listeners. Yeah, medals after medals for China and big on that new government, boy. No joke, you know. I had a video to play for you. Tommy, all on a sudden, boy. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can play it right here. Let me see it right here. Hold on, I think I have it here. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna play it one time.
Jareem Richards storms to silver and smashes national record in Tokyo men's 400-meter final. Trinidad and Tobago's Jareem, the Dream, Richards lit up the track in Tokyo with a performance for the ages, blazing to a silver medal in the men's 400-meter final at the 2025 World Athletics Championships. Richards clocked an astonishing 43.72 seconds, obliterating his personal best and etching his name into the record books with a new national record for Trinidad and Tobago. In a field stacked with the world's finest quarter-milers, Richards rose to the occasion. He attacked the backstretch with poise, exploded off the curve, and unleashed a furious drive down the home straight. With every stride, he embodied grit, speed, and determination, fighting off relentless pressure to secure silver on the global stage. This electrifying performance cements Richards' status as one of the world's elite 400m sprinters and places him in the legendary sub-44 club, a group reserved only for the fastest men in history. At a time when TNT athletics has faced immense challenges, Richards' triumph is more than just a medal. It is a symbol of resilience, pride, and possibility for the nation. Silver medal, national record, a champion's spirit. Once again, Trinidad and Tobago shines brightly on the world stage.
I also have the one from Keyshawn Walker to winning gold in the javelin. You know, all on a sudden, Tommy. Yeah, I'm gonna get that one. But I also want to play this one too, before we get to that. Take a listen to this before okay. Let me get this one. Hold a minute. Watch this one, You see, this athletics thing is a serious thing for the country, you know. Serious thing. And under the PNM, it was a travesty. Yeah?
Yep.
The PNM mash up athletics in Trinidad and Tobago. Mash it up. Mash it up. They mash it up. Take a listen to this.
Now to some news out of the Athletics World Championships. Trinidad and Tobago's contingent has been commented on. The size of it, just 4 athletes this time around.
Tommy, think about this, right, Tommy? We're going to our World Championships. This is World Championships, and we only have 4 athletes. And they have just as much officials as they have athletes. Yeah? The PNM destroyed athletics in Trinidad and Tobago. I could say that.
What a shame.
Heard from some of the athletes on their thoughts and what it might mean for the future of the sport. They're being led by global medal pedigree athletes such as double Olympic medalist Keyshawn Walcott and 2017 World Championship bronze medalist Jareem Richards. TNT's 4-member team at this year's World Championship in Tokyo, Japan is meager by this nation's standards.
Well, you see, let me go back to that. Watch this.
I think our guest is in the background.
Oh, I told him 8 p.m. Yeah, all right. I'm going
It's
to get
okay.
to him. I'm going to get to him. So look at this, folks. We have Keyshawn Walcott, Jareem Richards, Leah Butchon, Tyra Gittins. We have 2 coaches and a manager, right? They don't have a physical therapist. They don't have a masseuse. They don't have anything like that. That told me. They don't have nothing like that.
It's a shame if we don't have.
Let me take this call. Hello, Gail, welcome.
Hi, good night.
How are you?
How you guys doing?
Excellent, excellent.
Great.
So it is kind of. I just want to call because I know Anna Montami, she is really talk for me in a way,
Yeah.
She's it all. But let me come out of politics now, man. You and Miss Uncle Tommy have 3 of us have something in common.
What is that? Tell me.
Horse racing, boy. So I grew up in that, yeah. I grew up, my grandfather used to work in Union Park. I used to actually live behind the racetrack in Marbella. And growing up, I started to work. As fast as I get married, I started to work selling programs. And then I started to elevate using the machine selling tickets. And when Union Park closed down and Porter's been closed down, where I started working, Arima had a branch, you call it OTB, off-track betting.
Yes, I remember.
So I started to work for them South. Yeah, so in 2020, they closed down when the COVID came. And we had to stop working. It's something I really, really love. I miss it all now because I was a gambler myself. And I used to win real money. But I never, like how, them pundits with check horse and check and thing. No. I go with numbers. I go with a jockey. And I still win my money.
Correct, isn't it?
Yeah. Sometimes most of the evening I go with $5,000-6,000 in my pocket,
I real money there,
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
times.
when you're winning big. But I used to have a quarter in losing. I never closed 500.
Okay.
Anytime I say I lose 500, I stop. I try back the next day. That's how a gambler is supposed to move. But some gamblers just want to gamble until they go and mortgage your house too.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I yeah.
Thank you.
Okay then.
All right.
Welcome. Bye bye. Yeah. Okay.
They told me I used to go my horse racing in Queens Park Savannah too. But let's continue listening to this.
Tokyo, Japan is meager by this nation's standards. And following from 2 barren Olympic campaigns consecutively, it is a
COP, welcome. COP.
Professor Wall Street, good night to you.
Good night.
Good night to you, Uncle Tommy. And good night to the listeners of Wild Stevie. When the lady say, Professor Wall Street, Uncle Tommy, the 3 of we have something in common, and I say, we should go into that one, boy. We should go into that one. Well, I see she going at the horse racing, right? She correct. But it's amazing. It's amazing to see, and it is so good to see that we have gold and silver in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah? It's sad to know that it's only 4 persons was qualified to enter those competition and things. Why? Is it because of the last sporting ministry never support those athletes and them, never fund those athletes and them so that they can get the right nourishment and proteins and things to put in the body? Because that's the only way. We never had 4. We never had 4. We always have 20 something going to those world championship. And why it is we only have 4? But every time Kamala Prasad says UNC in office, Keyshawn Walcott just do good. Keyshawn Walcott just do good.
Yeah, correct is right.
For 10 years,
Nothing.
13 years,
Nothing.
9 years, 10 years under the PNM.
Nothing.
No funding, nothing. Not even qualifying. But when you have the right Ministry of Sports that recognize the frontline athletes and them and give them that support, these are the outcome.
Correct.
When you take taxpayers' money and you put it in the sport ministry, and the sports ministry take the taxpayers' money and do what they're supposed to do with it by assisting the athlete, this is the result you get.
Yep.
Shamfa Kojo. And to hear the debate in Parliament about to make foreigners citizens in sports, and to hear the PNM side, Faris Alwari, this is something wrong with this man. He said that could be terrorism.
What can he? A madman?
He said that could be terrorism.
COP. You see, the PNM, you see sports and the PNM, they are like enemies.
They don't want the people them to escalate in the sporting activity. I want to tell Faris Alwari what is terrorism. The definition of terrorism. Terrorism is when you take a constitutional oath to represent the people them and make people life better, and the people life get worse, and you had also recused yourself over 100 and something time from Parliament so that your family business can inherit millions of taxpayers' dollars. That is terrorism. That is terrorism. Not bringing somebody from foreign who grandmother got across there, Trinidadian got across there, she become a citizen, she have children, nephews, grandchildren, and want to play for Trinidad.
Yeah.
You make them a citizen, he find that terrorism.
PNM don't want that. PNM don't want good for the country. They don't want anything to... Listen, there are many countries across the world doing it, right here in the United States of America. Right? How you think them soccer team get better? You think it's with all them fellas born here? No, not with them fellas born here. Them parents.
Why they don't look, Professor Walshit, why they don't look at that as sporting tourism?
Correct.
Why they don't look at it as that? They never even renovate with sporting facilities in this country. They leave everything abandoned. Manny Ramjohn Stadium, dilapidated. 4 feet hole. 4 feet hole and thing inside. And this people them speaking. But that is terrorism.
Yep.
And them bring a man from Ghana who leave Trinidad and go in Ghana and become a citizen in Ghana. And then bring him back over here, make him a citizen to become a politician. And then bring the Attorney General from Dominica, that Indian man. And they make him a citizen over here for you to be the Attorney General. That wasn't terrorism. Faris Alwari, go and sit down a bucket of water now. Thank you.
Carlton, I see you in the background. Give us a few minutes and we'll bring you in, okay? Let me finish this here, folks. Because this Tommy is very dear to me. All you know, I like my sports and I like my running. I like sports. But it's just that running is my thing. And when I see this, I said, boy, look how the PNM destroyed athletics in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah? Destroy it, yeah? Destroy it. I could tell you that. Go back and see the results of some of them games under the PNM, like Carifta and them games and them. Go and see. Go and look at it. Let's finish listening to this.
Worrying statistic.
We've been talking about fixing it for years, but little to nothing has been done. And obviously, we all know how the numbers have deteriorated over the years.
2025 represents...
See, that is the fellow who just win the silver medal. Eh?
Yep.
Right?
The dream.
Look how it deteriorates now, eh? From 2017, 25, 2019, 14, 2022, 11, 2023, 12, 2025, 4. Who was that under, Tommy? Which party was in power during them time? I ain't sure. Who was in power? Hey, Tommy?
The Red Army.
Oh, the Red Army was in power them time? Look, we went from 25 in 2017 to 4 in 2025. 4. FOUR. 4.
TNT's smallest contingent in 20 years at the World Championships. Participation numbers peaked at London 2017 with 25 athletes and have consistently stayed in double digits.
Watch, look, 2011, 16, 2013, 21, 2015, 19. Who was in power in 2011, Tommy?
People's Partnership.
And 2019. Yeah, the numbers. Yeah.
With the exception, of course, of 2007, when that year's Worlds were coincidentally also hosted in Japan. Jareem Richards and teammate Tyra Gittins Spotsville both agree that the individual nature of the sport means that numbers in camp do not necessarily impact performance, though production by way of medals will certainly dwindle. Both also agree that the recent trend must be addressed.
It is unfortunate because, I mean, of course, I would love to give more athletes the chance to represent and to strive for something bigger than themselves. But at the same time, the size and the number of athletes here participating, I think it's something that we should note.
There's a big gap in the transition from the junior level to the senior level, and the senior level, not just making senior teams, but to the professional level, like athletes actually getting an opportunity to have a contract deal with different sponsors and stuff.
TNT has gone without a medal at the World Championships at the last 3 editions, most recently standing on the podium when Richards won bronze in the 2017 men's 200 and formed part of the gold medal-winning men's 4x400 meter team, also featuring Jaron Solomon, Marshall Cedeno, and Lalonde Gordon on anchor.
Tommy, listen to this, eh? The fundamentals is that you could get a 4x1, right? You could get a 4x4, both men and women, right? So normally for a 4x1, you'll have about 6 athletes. And for a 4x4, you'll also have about 6 athletes, right? So that is men, 6 and 6, and women, 6 and 6. You understand? But you see, the P&M cheapen sport so much. They cheapen sport. They cheapen sport. Hold on, let me see this. Yeah, the cheapen sports. I could tell you, Tommy, Tommy, I made some Trinidad and Tobago team, eh? And I never forget this. I made a Central American and Caribbean Games in Bahamas. And when we got there, Tommy, it was myself and Michael Paul. When we got there, the place where they put me to stay, Tommy, is like a room with some cuts. You know what a cut is, right, Tommy?
Yeah, you can't get no good rest on that.
Correct is right, Tommy. Correct is right. It
How
just
the heck you gonna perform?
How you gonna perform? How you gonna perform? Right? It just so happened Michael Paul knew it was in Bahamas. Michael Paul knew it's either the triple jump or the long jumper. He was an ambassador for Bahamas. And both of us ended up staying at the Nassau Beach Hotel. I'll never forget that. Nassau Beach Hotel. Compared to go and lie down on a cot to go and perform at your best. That was back in the day. Right? So, listen, anyway. Folks, coming up, we have... Okay, you going?
Yeah, he'll come back in.
Yeah, he come back in. Folks, we have coming up Carlton Reese. We're going to be discussing CL Financial, which is very important, when we look at things going on in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah? So let me quickly go back to the chat before we go for the break. Okay, he just came back in. We're gonna take that break. Anything good, the PNM does dismantle. In both is Antigua. That's terrorism. Yeah. All right, folks, let's take that break. So when we come back, we're gonna bring on our guest, Carlton Reese. We're gonna be having some discussion about CL Financial. Right? Let's take that break. We'll be right back. Stick on stay. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life. And as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
You're tuned to WZYE, the heartbeat of unfiltered truth. We're more than a station, we're a movement, grounded in facts, driven by integrity, committed to progress. We don't chase headlines, we create them. Decoding politics and current affairs to question power, not cozy up to it. From Laventille to Scarborough, whether you're in your living room or your commute, this is where perspectives collide, divides dissolve, and tomorrow's conversations start today. WZYE, we originate, not imitate.
Fire! 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 Fire!
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, as you join us, do your WZYE civic duty, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444. Let's bring in our guest.
Also 973-609-6509. 973-609-6509.
How are you doing, Tommy? Tommy, I'm not seeing.
I see three persons in the.
Yeah, I added him. Okay, here we go. I just saw him. Hold on, let me do this. Let me do this.
Yes, I know put on the audio.
Hi, Carlton, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, hold on.
Good night. You put on your camera?
Welcome, Carlton.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, this thing changed, man. 1 minute, yeah? 1 minute.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Carlton, you want me to bring in the other people that you have there?
No, no.
Okay, all right. So I'm seeing Craig and I'm seeing someone else. Maybe they logged on by mistake instead of.
But I give them that the login that they sent to me.
Right. What they should have done is logged on to the YouTube channel.
Yes, they need to go on.
Because this is the link for you to actually come in.
This is the StreamYard link.
Right, and the link.
My apologies.
No, that's okay. That's no problem.
They can listen from there.
Yeah, they can listen from there. So, Carlton, welcome to WZYE 95.9 FM. It's nice to have you here. Mm-hmm. And we know this situation here in Trinidad and Tobago with respect to, CL Financial or CLF, and just to get a little clarification, you are a representative of majority of the shareholders of CL Financial, right? Is that correct?
Yes, I'm actually the owner owner of the largest block of shares, which is Dalco Capital Management. And I have other shareholders who will give me their proxy, which controls 58% of the shares.
So you're the majority shareholder?
Yes.
Right. And how long have that been? How long have you guys held those shares?
I purchased the block of shares from 2014 from Lawrence Dupree.
Or in 2014 from Lawrence Dupree. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a long time, boy. Now, Carlton, in a letter dated September 15th, you call for 2 cabinet members, Carl Imbert and Brian Madden, as well as your financial Clico liquidator, Mark Byers, to be arrested, or at least questioned.
Questioned,
right? Give us a little background in that and why you made that call.
Well, that stemmed from 2 deals. Well, since the liquidator have been there are a lot of deals that have been going on that need to be scrutinized. And that stemmed from the Trinity sale, where Trinity Mall was valued at 730 million, and then a later valuation did at 620 million, and now it's been sold for 505 million. Now that means that the liquidator is taking away a lot of shareholders' value there, of which the government is also a shareholder. The government is a 30% shareholder of HCL, and government is losing that equity in this sale. And I think these sales are only motivated by commission, consultant fees, legal fees, negotiation fees, because it's only fees and fees since the liquidator is there. It is a feast of fees on CL Financial Clico since the liquidator been there. And to tell you how obscene it is that the same government that hired the liquidator, they are the one who took them to court for excessive fees, which you just had a judgment on 2 days ago. So it is grossly. Actually, I don't have words to explain this situation. And then the other issue would be the one would replace sale to one, but a company owned by Brian Manning, which that block of asset is worth over 300 million and is being quietly being negotiated in the BVI. The BVI with a company called Shine Management Limited, where in the same area where the liquidator office is. So they're having secret deals and selling this not without even HCL or anybody know about it for 125 million.
Wow.
Which is less than half the value of it.
So go ahead, Carlton. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I mean these things, I mean all governments, everybody have talked about white collar crime. This is a perfect example of white collar crime, and I think the authorities need to set an example. I mean, you can't have liquidators doing as if please. You can't have former Minister of Finance. The funny thing is that the liquidator used to report to those two ministers, the senior Minister of Finance and the junior Minister of Finance, which is Mr. Manning. And now you are buying an asset from a liquidation that you had dealings with. It is unethical.
Looks like a conflict of interest.
Yeah. So Carlton, is there well politics is involved in everything, right? Not politics is involved in. Is it that the past government had preferred buyers that they would like to see these assets going to their hands?
Of course, the past government. I mean, they did the worst thing ever. I mean, first of all, CL Financial should not be in liquidation. CL Financial never borrow any money from the government. The government bailed out Clico, which is a subsidy of CL Financial. They bailed out British America, and some of the other subsidies injected money. CL Financial is a holding company. But because of an MOU, they put CL Financial into liquidation, which by the first place was an illegal act. And this continue and they continue. And when Mr. Imbert came into power, the first thing he did was attack CL Financial assets. He wasn't interested in the economy. He was interested in in dismantling and chopping up CL Financial and selling it to the financiers, because I guess that is who put them in power. And I tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago we have a very peculiar economy, and for anybody to grow, they have to take from someone else. CL Financial was the largest conglomerate. We all know that. And for the other sector, which of course, when the Prime Minister, Mr. Rowley, came into power, he said on television that his strategy is to make the rich richer and hope that the money filter down to the poor. So I guess the Minister of Finance was taking his advice to making the 1% richer, and the only way they could grow rapidly is through CL Financial Asset, by acquiring these assets very cheaply through a liquidation, because a liquidation was not needed. You didn't have to put the company into liquidation. There was an agreement set up with a shareholder agreement that was working fine, and there was a plan that was done by Price Waterhouse called Project Rebirth, which at that time the governor of the central bank, Mr. Jawala, was going to implement to pay off the government and maintain the stability of CL Financial, and CL Financial would remain an entity, a very profitable entity. You talking about this entity was worth $100 billion in 2007. As we sit here today, we just about $20 to $22 billion, and the government said the max we borrow was $23 billion. So the math's not adding up. It is what you call imbot mathematics.
But Carlton, haven't these companies are still making money? Haven't they paid back some of the money that have been owed?
You pay back the majority of the money. What is only owed is money that they bailed out British America, and there's some money down the island that they owe people. And well, of course, they always say the CMMB deal, which is a questionable deal. The debt, I will say, the debt is paid off, and right now, whatever debt they say that is owed, CL Financial and Clico have sufficient cash, and that cash is in US dollars to pay off the government. So it is a call on this, but this government is, I just say, is more openly, is that there's a call to remove the liquidator with immediate effect and go back into a shareholders agreement and work together with the government in building back CL Financial and working to build back the economy.
And this liquidator have made like over $20-something million already.
He collected about 21, and he's claiming 25 more.
25 more?
Yeah, if you look at the last liquidator report, and there's a provision in the liquidator report for about $25 million US.
So Carlton, where do you think this will all end up? Do you think you guys will ever get back a whole of CL Financial?
I think we would, because finally we have a prime minister who's open. I think who have a good heart. God bless her soul, and I think she's looking at the best interest of the country, and she knows that when CL Financial wins, the economy wins.
Correct is right. Yep.
And if you look back when CL Financial was in its good days, the economy was doing well.
Booming.
You see, CL Financial is not a company that take resources and buy things away and bring back and sell. We actually use resources in our country. We build, we construct, we build malls, we build communities. We had methanol plants. We work locally, and we build the economy. We don't take out, we build.
Carlton, is the sale of Trinity Mall finalized, or is it still in progress?
No, it's not finalized. At present, the liquidator is working 24 hours a day, working night, pushing the staff to get things done. But there's a lot of complication with the sale. It is not, but the buyer is operating like they own the sale. They're in the mall. They are pretending like they're the owners already, but the deal is not closed. And the liquidator is undermining the Prime Minister's statement she made that these assets are to be stopped selling. They have to stop chopping up Clico and CL Financial and selling up these assets like sweetie in a parlor. This has to stop.
Quick question. Have you gone to the Afri-Exim Bank to see if they can help you recover some of what is being perpetrated against you at this time?
No, for the last, since liquidation, everything is sealed. The last regime have never give us any figures. We wrote to them for years. We were writing to them. We have not gotten no information, nothing. They have totally ignored us. They have blatantly treated us like outside children, and we have no information. We don't even know what the debt is like. Only we have to wait until the liquidator report comes in, and then we try to analyze it. And you cannot trust that liquidator report because he was hired by that past regime.
You know,
How do you
Carlton,
feel?
we go ahead, Tommy. You have something?
Do you feel that there's hope for you at this particular time?
Of course, there's hope. There's always hope. With God leading us, there's always hope. But I put my faith in Him.
Right, and I want to be politically biased here.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, Carlton, with Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessor, it will be a different dispensation than from the last party for the last 10 years. You know, under former Prime.
I totally agree with you because the country finally have a leader. Yeah. We finally have a leader, someone who have empathy, who cares about the nation. I'm telling you something. When the Prime Minister said she's Kamala 2.0, I believe that she's a different person. She is open. And she wants what's best for the country. She love her people, and she have always talked about love and love and love. And I think when I look at her, when I see her, I see that love. I see it in her. She live it.
Right, and you can see the examples.
Yes.
That are personified, on a daily basis. But this, I want to ask this question, Carlton, and I have to ask this question. You will think that, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, CL Financial was the last black conglomerate in Trinidad and Tobago.
It still is, because
right, but still is the black conglomerate in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
And you would have thought that a person who called himself the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago, as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, will want CL Financial to prosper.
Of course, but
that people that look like him.
Remember our Prime Minister, President Coleman Oreo, and she, in all her wisdom, know what she was saying. She was correct, and people oppose her. She was more than right.
Listen,
she saw straight through him.
Straight through him. And I used to think, because we had some things with CL Financial. I would think that him would have said, yes, you see, this is something good for Trinidad and Tobago, for the country, right? But he thought otherwise. They thought of to sell it, as you say, like a sweetie in Pala, tamarind ball and tolo and plum, and selling it their own finances.
Yes.
Against people that look like you and I and all the other people. And I said, listen, Trinidad and Tobago, I'm talking politics here now. The best thing Trinidad and Tobago have ever done in the last 15 years was to see the back of that fellow who was the last Prime Minister.
I can say amen to that.
Yeah. But listen to this, Carlton. We have a question here from Bremer Hall. Carlton reads, can you explain what part is Brian Manning playing in all of this?
Well, Brian Manning was the minister, the junior minister in the Ministry of Finance. That the liquidator would have sent report to him, so he would have exclusive information on the whole liquidation. And I think, well, now they made a proposal to buy the commercial center of one of the place for $125 million. I don't know where a politician getting that kind of money from, he and his mother. I mean, that is very questionable. And you see these things and think about, the funny thing is that the FIU or these bodies, they should be investigating these guys and them. Where they get that money from? A politician, where you get that money from?
Yeah, where you get that from?
Who backing them? Because I'll tell you something, everyone know that the past regime is not a black party. It's owned by the 1% and the white people and the
Correct. Yes.
He fell off.
He fell off?
Yeah.
He's back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and say what you're saying. Sorry about that. I see. You there?
Daughter keep calling me.
Okay. Turn around your camera.
Daughter keep calling. Oh my gosh.
He's getting a phone call disrupting.
I think you have to put it on do not disturb.
Yeah, you had to put your phone on do not disturb.
Yeah. Yeah. But folks, what we have Peter, we have Carlton, and
are you there, Carlton?
Oh, sorry, there. I got knocked out there. Somebody keep calling me on my phone. I'm using my phone.
Yeah, you have to put your phone on do not disturb. So the call wouldn't come in.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. So all right,
Yes.
that is
Yeah.
Carlton, where's Peter Perlman and all of this? People are asking me the questions.
Peter Perlman.
Go ahead.
Oh, Peter Perlman he is representing the policyholders. I don't know if he's a policyholder. I think he maybe was a policyholder himself. I think so.
In Clico or in CL Finance?
He was the president. Clico policyholder, yeah.
Right. He's representing the policyholders in Clico, right?
Clico policyholder, yeah.
Right. You know, Carlton, we will think that this thing would have been settled in the past under the past regime, right? What looking back at it, what do you think is the main reason why it other than we understand that the former prime minister said he have no problems making the rich richer so they could create opportunities for the poor. But let me go a little deeper. What do you think is the main reason why he didn't want to make CLF, come back to the way it was, so to speak?
The pressure from the finances of the party, and they wanted time to raise the money to buy the asset. Because if remember, they have their conglomerate, they have their business, and they wanted time. When the liquidation took place in 2017, the liquidator stand up in court. I was there and said he need 8 months. He just need 8 months. 8 months of liquidation to pay off the government. He'd been there 8 years, over 8 years. 8 months, he'd over there 8 years. So they were buying time for the financing to raise money to buy up the assets, to buy off Coal Fire, to buy up these assets, the mess they make with this CL Marine, all the different companies, the methanol plant, all the methanol plants selling the cutting deals overseas. So it was all about buying time. And they know the strength and the power of CL Financial. They know it wouldn't have crumbled. Because no matter of 17 years of government control, 8 years of liquidation, CL Financial is still standing there. Because the principles of CL Financial was built upon, the spiritual principles, was built upon give a man value, give a man service, and we will support you. And that is the foundation we have. And they try everything and they cannot shake that foundation. To help me go, they can't. And as long as I alive,
What is interesting though, Carlton? How could a man who is a junior minister, who was a junior minister, afford $125 million?
Well, that is the question of today. And the authorities have to look into it. We don't have the power to look into it. The authorities should question it. Where is he getting the money? Where is he raising the money? If I go to deposit money in the bank, 10,000 cash, they want me to follow a source of funds. If money wine to my come to 100,000, they want me to go and sign a source of funds. So I want to know where. Well, the authorities are asking where they're getting that money. Because look, right now, as we sit down here, First Citizen Bank, I don't know who, First Citizen Bank is pushing also the deal for the sale of Trinity. And they are willing to accept to push the sale and pay for it with a lot of documents missing. The CT is missing. They have other things, a lot of documents missing. You and I are going to do a mortgage, and we're missing one little document or even a little dot in our form. They make it do it over and they give us a problem. Set you back a month, 2 months, waiting for this, waiting for tax clearance, waiting for WASA clearance. They're willing to push this deal. to go through for these guys and them, these guys to sell this mall with documents pending. That is not right. I don't know, the board of First Citizen Bank should be looked at too. Why are they pushing this sale so much? Because the article that was in the papers explained everything. And this deal should be shut down. And they should respect the Prime Minister call for that. The liquidator is undermining the Prime Minister of this country. And he should be fired and he should be scattered out of Trinidad and Tobago. Should never be allowed to come back here.
What I don't understand, Carlton,
Mm-hmm.
is how could someone that was reporting to the finance minister and the junior minister, Brian Manning, has anything to do with the liquidation of CL financial assets? How could that be?
Well, have to be corruption. Telephone is a white collar crime. And we talk about white collar crime. These things have to be dealt with. We need to stop white collar crime.
I mean, but where isn't this something for the financial intelligence unit or for the TTPS or even the Integrity Commission to find out what's actually going on here?
Yeah, that is why I put pen to paper and I wrote to the authorities. And I want to see how far this will go.
Did they acknowledge your correspondence?
No, not as yet. Not as yet. We're waiting. We're just waiting because we don't know. You know that still the past regime have their claws and their testicles all over still.
Correct is right, and they have
especially in First Citizen Bank.
Yeah, and they have compromised many of these independent institutions in Trinidad.
Yeah, and the police force also and all. Yeah.
But listen, old strainer, we have a new sheriff in Tonga, Kamla Prasad Besessa.
Amen to that. Amen.
And she ain't taking no nonsense. You understand? All in nonsense. I mean, they have a lot of work to clean up. There's a lot of things they have to
do. Yeah, and people gotta be patient. Gotta be patient because I mean it's only 5 months the government is there. What do you expect in 5 months? I mean, you have that mess. You got to shovel out all the mess and start working. And we know we are the shareholders and we have the ability. We want to work together with the government. We want to work in partnership with the government to rebuild this economy because for the last 9 to 10 years, the economy was plundered. It was mismanaged. It was the worst 9 to 10 years this country ever faced. And now we need a relief. And I remember election morning after I went and vote. When I drove out of that place, I said, oh my God, this place is so calm, so peaceful. The sun has finally risen on the nation.
Yeah.
And then I know there was hope in Trinidad finally. And I say, glory be to the Lord.
I mean, I would like to see the day, Carlton, where it's called a utilitarian approach in that there are consequences for these people's actions for what they have done to people, and benefiting, and will continue to benefit for a long time. Like One Woodbrook Plaza, for example. Kind of give us an explanation with respect to One Woodbrook Plaza. Is that the one Brian Manning wants to buy?
Yes. And what happens is that since the government took control of it, and even the liquidator, and together with the government, you can say the government is the one who controlling the liquidator. Don't mind they said they're not. The government was controlling liquidator. They refused.
The past government.
The past government. They refused to rent the place. They left all the places empty. They refused to rent it because they know if they rent it, it would have been profitable. That's one of the things. The same thing they do with Trinity Mall. They actually run tenants. They treat tenants so bad. Because, there's something that happened in Trinity, which a lot of people are not aware of. Trinity Mall, a lot of people, previously people tried to buy it. They were turned down. The past regime took a piece of land, walking distance from Trinity Mall, sold it at 1%, give him approval to build a mall there, next to the mall here and next to Trinity Mall. And you're a shareholder of HCL, 30%. You give that man a land, give him approval to build a mall to compete against your mall, and then running the tenants to the other mall. That make any sense to anybody?
Interesting, right? Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And they call them all, they're calling it East Gates. And they built it on HCL land. So they took HCL land, sold it to someone to build a mall to compete against the mall. I want to know the planning department of this country, how they allow that?
You know the past regime, them, as you said, they had the tentacles in all different parts, and they have compromised so many independent institutions in this country. But we go fix it. We go fix it.
Yes, you fix
Because
it, yeah.
this is for the betterment of Trinidad and Tobago, What we talking here is for the betterment of Trinidad and Tobago, And you want to take 1 or 2 calls? Let me see if this person has a question for you. Hold on a minute. Fine, Shagru, you have a question for Carlton?
Yes, good night, everybody. Good night, Uncle Tommy. Good night, Professor Walsh. Good night, Mr. Carlton. I have a couple of questions where, one, since Brian Manning and Colin Embert, I know they said the liquidator is being handled by a judge, but I'm kind of confused. The 20 or $30 billion was the original debt bailout, and they had said that it was paid off. So now my question is simple, sir. There's issue with the methanol, which was sold to Proman, almost 500 and something million or something like that.
Yes.
What is the actual, I know you said you don't have the ledger, but what is the actual amount left after all the payments were made for Clico? Because you're talking about the holding company, and if you don't have an idea of what the ledger is in terms of what are the assets for Clico Holdings, and what is the debt that is still left, how could the liquidator not give you that information to make sure that the valuation of, for example, the one with Brook Place Commercial, what is happening with the valuation with regards to the methanol company and other Clico assets? I'm very confused. And one more thing I would like suggest you could possibly do, sir, is that you need to have the shareholders go and seek injunctive relief, because I have seen this working in the financial industry in Trinidad, where assets are gutted deliberately so that people can pick it up at a peppercorn rate, and the liquidator should be held accountable. So could you just tell me what is happening with the methanol assets, and what is the actual debt that was for the two Clico as well as Clico Holdings?
Thank you.
Please. Thank you.
So he had a question.
Hello? Yeah, I think. Hello?
What is the status of the methanol?
I lost him there.
You hearing me, Carlton? Carlton, are you hearing me?
The volume.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so folks, he didn't hear us, but I have the questions. COP, welcome.
Good night to you, Professor Wall Street, Uncle Tommy.
I know, sorry.
Mr. Carlton.
Sorry, yeah, sorry.
Are you back? Hold on. Carlton, are you back?
Yes, I'm back, yeah. Sorry.
All right. I wrote down the question, so I'll give it to you. Go ahead, COP. You have a question for Carlton?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good night to you, sir.
Good night.
I'm gonna say wow first. You asking for investigation. Do you believe that if it have a honest and transparent investigation, we will find misconduct in public office, and government ministers should be held accountable? Because what I hear in here and how it are coming across to the general public, we could clearly figure out that the past finance minister and junior finance minister was involved in they use the laws to sell out the assets with strategy to sell out most of the assets of
CL
Clico.
Financial. Yes.
As a citizen, I could see misconduct in public office, and I also asking for a proper investigation to take place. And you as a main man in CL Financial, you find it strange how Brian Manning become a minister in 2020 and 2025, all of a sudden you could get $125 million to buy property. Where that money coming from? In 5 years' time? Which bank lending you that money? You didn't when he clear his assets before he become a minister. He didn't have that asset. And where that coming from now? So I also asked for an investigation to take place and let Clico have back the assets on them and run the country the right way. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
All right.
Carlton, back to the first person. The person says, what happened with the methanol plant? The methanol plant.
Yes.
And
well,
go ahead.
The first, the methanol plant was sold. It was sold for. It was a matter of fact. It was sold for under the value because there was a valuation there, which they had in sale to sell it first. Then the Prime Minister and the Minister of Energy, they went and got a different valuation and sold it for that price, which is undervalued. Nevertheless, the funds went into colonial life. And back in when the company went into when the central bank took over Clico, they put money into Clico through preference shares, and they bought 49% of Clico for a price of $7.5 million. I don't know who did that valuation or that shares, but it's supposed to be something temporary.
7.5 million.
The government then took 49% of Colonial Life Insurance Company for $7.5 million. You actually hold for $7.5 million. But that was because the deal of the MOU that they were supposed to be there for 3 years, after which they would have Clico would have paid back the $7.5 million plus interest. When the methanol plant was sold in 2023, the government now enforced their 49%, and they took 49% of that sale price in dividends, which was over $1 billion.
Wow.
Of a company that they said was insolvent.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. This whole thing was rape and plunge on the assets of CL Financial and Clico. And I'll tell you something. Instead of the government bailing out CL Financial, I think in the last few years, CL Financial bailed out the government. They bailed out the government. Like, of course, you signed an agreement to buy 49% of a $1 billion company for $7.5 million, TT dollars. And then you collecting dividends of billions of dollars and collecting interest rate on your preference shares in billions, and not millions, billions of dollars of interest on the preference shares. But the greatest investment the government ever made
hold on.
was bailing out CL Financial.
Sweetheart, you have a question for Carlton?
Yeah, hello, good evening. I understand when the decision was taken for the liquidation to go to court seeking the liquidation and so on, Carlton, there would have been an attempt by the shareholders to increase the size, well, to add 2 new persons to the board of directors at CL Financial. Carlton might have been one of the persons who would have been proposed to be on the board. But I understand there was something that took place. It was a kidnapping of sort, which perhaps Carlton can explain further what really happened there with a gentleman named Carpenter who subsequently died. What really went on there that prevented the additional appointment to the board, which sort of, how to put it, capitulated into the whole liquidation process. Perhaps you can explain that to me so that we can have a better understanding of what really happened. The part of the story, from what I do understand, might have been untold as at this point in time.
Okay, thank you, Suda. So, Carlton, Carlton is smart.
What happened? I know what Mr. Suda is talking about here. What happened before before the liquidation went into effect, we were supposed to have a shareholders meeting where it's going to appoint myself and Kurt Carpenter on the board. That would have given us the opportunity to object to the liquidation, right? And what happened is that the day of the meeting, they came and picked me up in the morning, home by me and tell me to go and have a coffee before the meeting, they want to talk. And then they drove me down to Westmoreland in a house. I don't want to call people name. And they said, oh, the central bank looking to lock us up, and they took my phones and they put it in a microwave, and then all what happened at the end of the day, we canceled the meeting. We canceled the shareholders meeting, and we were not put on the board, and we were told that we'll have the meeting on a subsequent date. What happened is that when we went to court, the CL Financial Board, which is government control, the lawyers stood up and put the company into voluntary liquidation, meaning that there's no objection to the liquidation. And that is why the shareholders have no locus standi in anything going forward. That is why people ask the question, why the shareholders don't go to court? Why the shareholders don't do that? Because it was a voluntary liquidation, meaning that the board of CL Financial, without the shareholders' consent, well, supposedly the shareholders' consent, voluntarily decided to put the company into liquidation. There was no objection then. And that happened because the shareholders' meeting was not held at the Oval, and well, I would say I was technically kidnapped, taken away and held in a house there, and said, no, we can't go because they're looking to arrest me and things like that. And that is why we're in this situation today.
Wow.
But all this, later on we discover all this, the person who did that was paid by the last administration some money to do that.
So the administration paid somebody to come pick you up and take you to the house?
Well, I said they got some kickbacks. Let's not go there. I don't want to accuse anybody of anything. What happens is that all I can say, a scene take place.
Okay, all right. I understand. I understand. Now, the person also asks the question, what is the debt still left as far as Clico is concerned?
Clico has no debt. The Clico debt was totally paid off. I mean, it was overpaid too because they got dividends, they got interest, they got billions of dollars in interest. So there's no Clico debt. There's a debt with the bailout of British America, and there is the BICO debt, which is I think that's about 60 million US, and then there's the CMMB debt, which is very questionable also, because they sold CMMB for $1 to First Citizen Bank.
No,
but technically, I would say you see there are a lot of things that happen that people don't understand. When the government transfer or took Republic Bank shares and put it into the NIF and these investment funds, there's something when you have controlling interest of a company. So CL Financial had 63% of Republic Bank, which is controlling interest. When you are moving a block of shares and you're giving it to someone who have controlling interest, there's something called premium on it, because you're giving them control of the company. You have management control. So if the share is worth a certain amount, you pay a premium on that because you're giving this new owner controlling interest. That goes with the additional value, which is between 15 to 25% based upon the share. Republic Bank is one of the best run bank in this country. Is one of the highest share value in this country. They transfer that share at the lowest value. CL Financial have never gotten the premium on that transfer, and that will amount to about $3.1 billion.
Didn't CL Financial have shares in Republic Bank?
Yes, at about 63%, it was transferred into corporate soul.
Oh, okay.
Soul, yeah.
All right.
So you're moving a block of shares, 63% of that shares. You're moving that block, or you're splitting that block, and you're giving it to corporate soul. Corporate soul now have controlling interest of this bank. It's control. Right now they have controlling interest of the bank. That goes with a premium. You don't pay the normal price. You go. I mean, the name of your show is Wall Street. What's the notice? That's what happened on Wall Street.
Oh God!
This is your business. You're supposed to be telling me this.
That things happen with that government. That I didn't even think. Sometimes you wonder if them things happen on Wall Street.
These things actually happen. These things can only happen in Trinidad and Tobago because
that's what I'm saying.
People sit down and the authorities sit down and do nothing. And if you make a complaint, they come after you. They come after you. They come to raid your house. They tell the bank to close down your accounts. All different. I went through all that. They come to raid my house. They tell the bank to close down my accounts, everything. Much time they send police 3 o'clock in the morning by me to raid me. So they're looking for guns and ammunition. What do they do with guns and ammunition? Who I want to shoot?
Yeah, victimization at its fullest. Let's see this person. Caller, you have a question for Carlton Reese? 1 minute, caller. Carlton, someone wanted to know who is Proman. And we know Proman is a major global energy and petrochemical producer.
Yes.
If you want to add a little more to it, you could add a little more to that.
Proman was a company that we had a partnership with the methanol plants. And now they are the largest producer of methanol right now. They bought the methanol plants from us.
Right. So
right?
that was
And
who bought the methanol?
there was also a sale that was very questionable that Lawrence Duper did with Proman, with Kuva Energy, and which the court reversed. And the Proman have to pay back all the dividends and reverse all the shares, which is still pending. They lost the case in the High Court. They appealed the loss, and they had mentioned that they were going to go to the Privy Council. They get relief to go to Privy Council, but I haven't heard anything about it since. But that share is supposed to be coming back to Colonial Life, which is a Kuva Energy. And I think the dividends over the period would have been over 200 million US.
Wow. Call, I have a question for Carlton Reese.
Yes, last evening, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Did this thing with Mr. Montai and company, the judgment that was given to them,
and Trotman,
and Trotman, does that have anything to do with this particular thing, or is it just a fraud thing that took place with CL Financial?
No. That's a matter with Mr. Montai and Stone Street Capital, where they bought the shares from Home Mortgage Bank from CL Financial and sold it back. That had nothing to do with the liquidation and things like that. That was way before that. And during the commission of inquiry, other things was exposed. So the authorities went after him. But it had nothing to do with the liquidation of CL Financial.
What? Okay. Yeah. Sweetheart, you have another question for Carlton?
Yes, this is a serious question here because the liquidation process would have gone through the courts, and the court would have made the High Court. The High Court would have made a decision in the absence of any audited financial statements. I'm asking Carlton, and perhaps you yourself, Walsh, because you do have a financial background. Do you think that the judge should be investigated for adjudicating in that case so that the liquidation, a serious liquidation, could go through for a company worth $100 billion to the extent to which is now reduced to just about $20 billion in terms of the conglomerate? Do you think that the judge should have gone ahead with the liquidation process in the absence of any audited financial statements? And another question to Carlton, and this has to do with the interest now, where the candle is costing more than funeral from the average person's estimate, from their viewpoint, because according to the Privy Council ruling that took place yesterday, where the liquidator would have appealed a judgment handed down, the appeal court would have gone against the same High Court judge, and then the liquidator appealed that to the Privy Council, and the Privy Council basically, would have given a ruling where at the point in time when the liquidator submitted some of their claims in terms of their fees and so on, the debt at that time stood, and this is in the Privy Council judgment, at around $15 billion. How come between then and now, the debt suddenly has reached $23 billion and counting, and where the liquidator, since then to now as well, to the liquidator fees keep ballooning, and those are fees which are not yet submitted, well, which are submitted to the High Court. It's still pending. And the last report they gave in, was it June month or May month, sometime recently, where it is perhaps in the hundreds of millions of dollars, where it is more than the money that they have liquidated. Their fees are more than that. Could you give some sort of explanation as to what's taking place here?
So thank you,
Let me answer something to Mr. Sida.
This appeal, is it one with regards to Justice Ramcharan and the approval?
Yes, that was the liquidation appeal. But
Right.
you must remember something. Justice Ramcharan ruled in favor of CL Financial. Liquidation was denied and considered premature. The government got an appeal within 48 hours. I remember I had to go back to court 10 o'clock in the night and to face the appeal judge. And they who overturned his decision is the appeal court. And then the shareholders, we were then barred and we were battered. We to be honest with you, to tell you the truth, we didn't have the financing to go forward to the Privy Council. And the government knew that because they were checking, they were spying on us. They were checking everything. By that time, they had freeze all other things from me, interfered all other things. So they were doing their work. So to answer your question, the High Court ruled in favor of CL Financial not to be in liquidation and said it was premature. It's the appeal court, and those are guys who were playing golf. Those judges were playing golf with them. With the election.
And Carlton, according to the report, right, we are talking about Grant Thornton as the liquidators and Hugh Dixon and David Holocaust, right?
Yes.
And they claim 3 million. I'm just reading from the report here. 175,492 for services they provided between January and December 2019, right? And there was a claim for $43,641 US dollars, as well as US 312,738 services of Grant Thornton corporate directors between October 2018 and December 2020.
You know what that 300 something thousand US is for? That is to do the annual returns and change directors on all these companies that see. Yes, that could have been done for maybe 100,000 TT, and they charge 300 and something thousand US dollars to do that.
That US, you know, that not
US, yeah. But I'm talking about you could have given a clerk to go down in the registry office and change all those things.
It's interesting. There was another question with respect to the absence of audited financial statement.
Yes, well, there were no audited financial statement, and what happens at in court, the attorney for the board, which is the government board, stood up and said he accepted the snapshot of Supin Chow as he accepted that as the audited statement of CL Financial. So they accepted a two-pages document, a snapshot of CL Financial, which took a man maybe in a back room a few hours, Supin Chow, to take CL Financial, the largest conglomerate in the Caribbean, into liquidation. And that lawyer stand up and said, we accept this document as the audited statement of CL Financial. And on those basis, the company went into liquidation. You tell me if that is not a crime.
You know,
if that is not a criminal act.
Right. So
And a conspiracy.
One of the caller asked, will we find misconduct in public office? You think we're going to find any misconduct in public office?
Of course. Just remember something. The ministries operate, they manage taxpayers' funds. So that will be accountable to the authorities. The government had CL Financial, which is private business.
Oh well. Yeah, that's the internet again. So folks, I'm also getting questions. Darren, I'm gonna ask you a question. Question is, do you have any idea where the $1 billion went or what the then government did with it? Yeah, and then Panan sent a question online. What part did Chief Justice and the judiciary played in this CL changes? So folks, we're gonna wait and let's get it back.
Yes, it come back. Hey, hello?
Yeah. All right.
Hello? I'm not hearing anything.
Go ahead. So yeah, that was the absence of the audited finance statement it was addressing. Yeah, anytime you get a call, you go out.
What do you volume on?
Yeah. If you swipe down on your phone, Carlton,
People are taking calling me. What walk up on me?
yeah, Carlton, if you swipe down on your phone, you'll see focus. If you click
I
on
lost
focus,
no volume.
if you swipe down on your phone, you will see something says focus. That's where do not disturb is. So no call wouldn't come in. And that's what you hearing me?
Carlton, are you hearing us?
I think he's trying to get us back.
Carlton.
Are you hearing me? So there's quite a few people joined us. Wendy Roseanne joined us. Pastor Raji joined us.
You don't know back out?
Roxanne Husband joined us. Sean Anthony joined us. Hess Archie joined us as well. Carlton, are you hearing us? So folks, while we get fixed whatever Carlton is fixing with his phone, what he have to do is put his phone on do not disturb. So once his phone is on do not disturb, he would not get any calls. I think he is frozen now. Yeah, he's frozen. Let me remove him and see. So folks, he is frozen. I remove him. Let's try add him back. What happens? Add him back. Yeah, he's frozen. Carlton, are you hearing us?
Carlton needs to work on his laptop.
Yeah. So folks, what we're doing, we're having a discussion here. Right. So he went out. He went out. So he's gonna try and come back. So we're having a discussion here. Oh, here he is. Here he is. He came back. All right.
Yes, I'm here. Yeah.
Here he is.
Yeah.
Carlton,
Yes,
what
sorry
you have
there.
to do, right, on your phone, you have to swipe down, and there's something called focus, and you click do not disturb. So no
Sorry.
calls wouldn't come. But when you finish it, you have to go back and change it.
Let's focus.
Whatever phone you have, an iPhone?
iPhone here. Let's focus here.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you
All
swipe
right.
down on your iPhone,
Do not disturb. Okay.
something called focus with a half moon.
Right. Okay. I got it.
Right. You click on that, it says do not disturb.
Yeah.
Nobody can disturb you.
Yes. Okay. Sorry, you was
But
asking me a question about the liquidator.
yeah. And the absence of audited financial statement.
Yes. So they took the company into liquidation without proper financial audited report. There's something that happened that always baffled me. In the commission inquiry, they blame Lawrence Dupree for not having his accounts in order for 1 year. It was 1 year late. The government have been in control of CL Financial since 2009. Today, it's 2025. Neither the government nor the liquidator has ever done consolidated but audited accounts. And the liquidator is an audited firm. They have never done consolidated audited accounts since that. So the liquidator has breached his fiduciary duty, his responsibility, and the government to the government and to the creditors.
So it appears to me the liquidator really don't want to do audited financial statement because it will show how much money the company was actually making.
Because they show how profitable the company is. And that is why the government should do this in the morning, Friday morning, should remove the liquidator immediate effect after all this information, This should be the quickest thing the government should move to do. Remove that man and send him, scatter him out of Trinidad and Tobago.
So here is a question. Darren Red says, question, do you have any idea where the $1 billion went or what the then government did with it?
No, why wouldn't the government do this? Enjoy yourself. You see what the government did. The government realized that things were very tough for the government in collections when they shut down Petrotrin and things like that. So they had the ministry to run. What they actually did, and they made CL Financial into the Ministry of CL Financial. It became a ministry because they were giving people jobs. Let me tell you something. Colonial Life stopped writing business, I think in 2000, somewhere when they stopped writing business. After they stopped writing business, Colonial Life, the government put the most amount of consultant, accountant, reports. I never see a company with so much of consultants and 100,000, 50,000. Because when they went inside there and see the amount of money there was, they said, oh God, we had to raid this. We have more money in the treasury. Let me raid this. Because it was like a feeding frenzy.
Now, here is another quick question, Carlton. Anselm, could CL shareholders still go to court for the courts to rule based on the nefarious practice engaged by Call Inboot Rowley administration all the way to the Privy Council?
Yeah, but we gotta look at the course and time. By the time the course and time, I think we beyond that right now. What the position we're in right now is that we have a government that is forward thinking, that is for the people, and we have a leader who will fix this. And I have confidence that she will do the right thing. Go to the court, remove the liquidator, sit down with the shareholders, and let's move forward. Let us run our business. Let entrepreneur exercise their entrepreneurial skill and run the business, and let government and politicians out of private business. What is government doing in Colonial Life and CL Financial business? The only thing they could do is corrupt it. Anything the past regime put a hand on was destroyed. Thank God that CL Financial was rooted very strong and built on strong principle, and we still standing. We would stand all the storms.
So, Carlton, what's next for you and the shareholders?
Well, we have to sit down with the government and negotiate. What we want to see is that the liquidator be removed in the morning.
Is that something could be easily done?
I think with the astute and brilliant Attorney General that we have, Mr. John Jeremy, I think the government is in the best hands. He knows it inside out, and he was involved intimately with this case. So I know, I shouldn't say I think, I know that he will do the right thing, and he know what to do. If it's one man for the job, it is the AG, John Jeremy. That's the man to fix it.
So here's a question from Anthony J. Balkisoon. Carlton, the central bank governor had released CLICO from administration and determined that CLICO was solvent. How is it that a liquidation can be ongoing on the parent CL Financial when the subsidiary CLICO, which was the reason for the government bailout, was deemed to be solvent and released from central bank administration? It makes no sense.
Makes no sense to me too. CL Financial should have never been in liquidation. You cannot take a parent company for a subsidy, because all these companies are independent company. They were incorporated separately. If you go to the register office, you'll see CL Financial registered separately to Colonial Life Insurance Company. And you can't put a should I say, a father in jail for a son crime.
And as you say that, Santiago said, "Hi, Dad. It's Santiago, your son."
Santiago, yes, hello. That's my son in Texas. He was watching.
Yeah.
That's one of the future. One of the future.
Another
I tell my children, you guys are the future.
Yeah, another person says white collar crime.
Mm-hmm.
So Carlton, in the last few minutes that we have, any message you want to send to the people of Trinidad and Tobago?
I think they should Trinidad and Tobago should call upon all their MPs, their ministers, call upon the government to move swift and move this liquidator and stop all this that's happening. Stop the crime that is happening against Trinity Mall, the intended crime against one of the place. And by doing this, they will save this country. Because again, when CL Financial win, the economy will win. And I have confidence that this government will do the right thing. And I know in my prayers that God will answer our prayers. And CL Financial and CLICO was built on strong values. And we could have it. We did it in the past, we could do it again. I mean, we have leaders who made mistakes, and CL Financial people said all kind of things about Lawrence Dupre. But at the end of the day, people benefited from CL Financial. CL Financial created the most amount of black millionaires in Trinidad and Tobago.
Correct.
Right? Poor people. Let me tell you something. You sit down, I go around the country, and the people in the 80s where they couldn't get mortgages from banks, they came to Colonial Life and they get mortgages, they get a house. I particularly remember one particular person, my friend Teddy Mohammed. He said when he had, and he's one of the biggest. No, he's one of the biggest bookseller. Teddy's Mohammed bookstore. He said all over turning down, and he came to Colonial Life and get a mortgage for a house in Kunupia. And today he's a multi-millionaire. And he never remembered, and he was so very helpful to the shareholders and help us. And he helped us financially to fight matters. And let me tell you, the people who come out and support us is amazing because they know that when Clico is doing good and CL Financial is doing good, the economy does well.
Correct.
And we want to work with this government. We want to work hand in hand, and we know working together, we could exercise our entrepreneurial skills. We know how to raise money. We know how to build. We know how to construct. I mean, we have home construction. We have True Value. We have all these different companies. We have the malls. We have Colonial Life. We can make this economy better again together with the government.
And
that's my message for them.
Someone, Darren Real asks, who bought Methanol plant? Proman, right? Proman
bought the Methanol plant. Proman.
Right. Proman, right. So again, Carlton, I want to thank you so much. This was very informative for a lot of people who didn't know about CL Financial and Clico. And of course, as we go along, we like to have you back. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, thanks, and thank you all for listening.
Thanks, Carlton.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
and good luck.
Okay,
bye.
Care.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
So, folks, there you have it. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Let me get these people out of here. All right. Yeah, a lot of people who were just there, they can just leave if they want. So, folks, quick, let me just do this real quick. And then we're going to take a quick break and we'll come back and get into the other stuff that we need to get into. Okay, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life, and as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
You're tuned to WZYE, the heartbeat of unfiltered truth. We're more than a station, we're a movement, grounded in facts, driven by integrity, committed to progress. We don't chase headlines, we create them. Decoding politics and current affairs to question power, not cozy up to it. From Laventille to Scarborough, whether you're in your living room or your commute, this is where perspectives collide, divides dissolve, and tomorrow's conversations start today. WZYE, we originate, not imitate.
And of course, we are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington, you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Of course, folks, don't forget, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook, WZYE TV on YouTube, and you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
You can also reach us at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. And don't forget, as the professor said, share the live, share the live, share the live. Please share the live.
And I want to say something to Terrence on the chat. Terrence, we just control our chat, and we do not allow disrespect in our chat, okay? So I'm just letting you know that you're on notice, okay? We do not allow disrespect here in our chat, and we do not allow foul language either. Okay? So, clean it up as soon as possible, right? You may not know, so I'm letting you know ahead of time. Yeah? Yeah, Batman, we already did that. We already we congratulated the Prime Minister on a 54th anniversary. Of course we had to do that. Yeah? So okay. Somebody just sent a message. Okay, Dino sent a message. Dino said, blessings to you all and Uncle Tommy and everybody in the village listening from Toronto. Thank you, Dino. We have COP. COP.
Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy.
Yeah.
Yes, COP.
Papa.
Oui, Papa.
Professor Wall Street and certain citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and listeners of WAS 95.9. I want to ask you a question. $100 billion US company reached down to $20 billion 9 years under Keith Rowley. $100 billion US company owned by a black man in Trinidad and Tobago, the only black company.
Yeah.
Assets is $100 billion US. 9 years under Keith Rowley and Colin Butter, Brand Manning. It reached down to $20 billion. That is not misconduct in public office.
Correct. Yep.
The people who used to benefit, and why Mr. Carlton mentioned that when Clico win, everybody win. CPEP workers, URP workers is to get loan from these companies and them.
Yep.
The minimum wage workers is to get loans. The contract workers, because contract workers can't go to the bank and get loan and thing. Contract workers in public service and thing is to go to Clico and they to get the loan and thing and renovate the home and the house and thing. You could tell me what these two ignorant men do with $80 billion Clico assets? Eh?
They give it to the 1% friend. Give it us, eh?
That this administration have to hold people accountable and expose that whole racket. Because what that fella saying over there, Mr. Carlton saying over there, Professor Wall Street, evidence showing is they sell out the youth bogus thing and delay everything, try to lock me up, take my phone, all kind of thing on the day when I had to go to the meeting.
Yep.
Was clearly misconduct in public office. They did. Where Brian Manning, how come he could all of a sudden get $125 million to buy part of Clico asset? And Clico asset is not just Clico assets. Clico assets is taxpayers' assets. It's amazing.
Specifically, COP trying to buy one Woodbrook Plaza. Right? He specifically, and what Carlton was saying is that the way how they do it is that they don't sell like the condominiums there. They don't sell it to make it look like if it's not making money. You understand? So they could sell it off.
Professor Wall Street.
Yeah.
The person who buying that asset, his company have no employees.
Yes, I understand that. I know that. Yes. Yes.
If you have a company and it have no employees, you have no work. You have a registered company. Nobody is working for the company. And you could buy a building for $125 million. 5 years, yes, Junior Minister of Finance. We hear in the Ministry of Finance, billions of dollars was missing. Where Brian Manning getting $125 million. Gianti, the lady was the lady was talking about finance, and she said the 2-point-something billion gone. Up to now, we ain't get that money, you know. They can't answer that, and all the assets that they sell out, right from Clico, and they're supposed to have that money. How come the country is see that money?
Because it's private people get our money.
So private people sell Clico assets.
Yeah, they must get to private people.
Well, the Attorney General have to speak to that guy, and the Prime Minister have to speak to that gentleman. Thank you. I'm taking up too much time. Bye
bye. What happened is that there's a fire sale of Clico asset.
Yep.
It's a fire sale.
And,
yep.
They suppress and depress the assets so that they can keep the value down.
Yeah. And the people who are going to benefit from the sale. So, for example, if something costs $750 million, look at the value of that property that a person can pick it up for $400. That is over a quarter, right? Quarter of $1 billion, $250 million. You understand?
Yeah. In equity, you're buying $250,000 worth of equity.
Yeah. Hold on, let me take this call, Tommy.
$1 billion.
Yeah. KFC, welcome.
Hi, good night, Professor Washington Panda by name, and Dr. Tommy. What a healthy discussion there.
Yeah, man.
But Mr. Washington, what do you think politicians do and can't do in this country? Politicians don't get locked up, you know?
No, they don't get locked up.
So the white has so much corruption and white collar crime.
Yeah, they don't get locked up.
Them all of them know what they're doing, you know?
What do you mean?
Yeah. So I listening to the brother there, but the PNM is our personal government. Them national should they don't care about black poor people, you know.
They don't care about them. The PNM, I tell people that, you know. Look, we have a fella here talking about CL Financial, and the PNM raping. They're raping it. Yeah, they're raping it.
A big business for black people, eh?
Yeah.
And Dr. Earl was the blackest man. He was the blackest man.
In Trinidad and Tobago.
You know, but me like I tell you, I can never like the PNM. The PNM don't really like black people. The PNM is use black people for them like that jokey face man who raise girls about 5, 6, 7, 10. I mean, right here. What she face now?
Yeah.
I want to hold them bad, you know. I look so listen. They won't press for too much, but bless.
PNM, Southwestern, welcome.
A pleasant good night to you, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, and to all the listeners on the live. And
to you.
Yeah. Professor.
Yeah.
I would like to tell my good that to write the finance minister, the attorney general, and ask for a meeting. Because here what's going on. When Cyril Dupree started the company, do you know that Eric Williams didn't give the teachers and them and his teachers and pension plan? And Cyril Dupree was the first man to give them a life insurance so that they could get money after they reach the age of 60. At the end of there was 20 years you had to go to. And how much African people, right, in San Fernando and I could call where Manning living, they build house from CL Finance life insurance policy, the cash in, right? All right. So here what's going on now. You see India and Brian and the liquidator, they can ask for the liquidator to go and to audit why the fellas do it. Because here what's going on. They just run it down. Because it had a company called the HCU Credit Union.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right?
Hindu Credit Union.
And yeah. And the liquidator, in those days was the labor minister appoint a liquidator. Right? And because he was in charge of cooperative. When they go on and they had to liquidate the asset, You know what I wanted? The people is the shareholder. Because in a cooperative society, you become the shareholder as long as you have $1 deposit with the company. CL Finance, you notice what these fellas and them do when they come into power? And that's why India never take a holiday. He starts selling all the asset in the name and liquidating to make up the shortfall in the budget. That they have to sell out all the asset. But you notice where you get catch with? Czech Republic Bank. You hold back that. Call Fire the other day, he sells some shares in it and you buy it. And it was a hostile takeover because Mr. Dupre aligned himself with the UNC in Basel at the time. But you see, it's the people who suffered, and the people had to stand up and demand the pound of flesh because they undersell the World Atlas ethanol plant, right? And then you see the story, they say gas production was down and the economy was down and COVID. But what is it about Fernandez? Who is the biggest shareholder? And you see how they had a board of Fernandez and Angostura. You see how they're jumping up in Miami in a private company selling the rum as a broker. So they give a man to sell rum in Miami on consignment. So every bottle he sell, he make the bigger profit and the less come back to Trinidad. These fellas then set up themselves to rape and to rape. And I want them to answer this question. After the liquidator dilapidated and he didn't do the right thing and put an audit report, do you know he can make a jail? And that's asking a question for the little fella who's selling mango down the road. Good night.
Thank you, Southwest. You ask him questions. You know, I don't know if you will get the answers, Southwestern. I don't know, Tommy, can you imagine, boy? Use a liquidator, Tommy. Use a liquidator and any kind of money them fellas making about $3,175,492.39 for services they provided between January and December 2019. 12 months, Tommy? Right? 12 months. $3.1 million.
Spillage.
$43,641 for payroll and taxes, as well as $312,000 US for fees and services of Grant Thornton corporate directors between October 2018, October 2018 and December 2020. Tommy, them Pauls was pillaging the company, Tommy. That was a cash cow for them.
What became of the show?
Tommy, that is US, That is not TT,
I know. And what became of the $1.3 billion that Ebert couldn't account for?
Well, we still don't know. Yeah?
And that was just swept under the rug.
Listen to this. The duo claimed approximately $21 million in fees between September 2017 and December 2018. And the fees claimed for 2019 were higher for a shorter period. All they think, and the PNM encouraged that. And then they want to go against them. Boy, look. Will you miss me, yes?
Thing is that there are no consequences. Look like they weaponize the police service too.
No consequences for their actions. We talk about the utilitarian approach and the totalitarian.
That's what it is. Totalitarians.
Maybe it's totalitarian and truth, Tommy. Yeah? All right, let me go and see if there's any voice notes now. Hold on.
Let me see if I have any.
Let me put his voice note. Hold on. Yeah, KFC. All right, lost that one. Play his voice.
Good night, Wall Street, Uncle Tommy, and everybody out here. Wall Street, I must compliment you on this program tonight, bringing on that guest. It really was informative. But I know he answered the question, and he said Peter Permel was the policy holder, right? But why is he still so quiet? It still involves Clico. Why is he so quiet? But you see what happened to him. For 10 years, Rowley had promised them that they were going to get the money. Rowley did not keep his promise as usual. And I remember him telling Mrs. Pasabi says that Peter Permel, your win will be based on what you do with Clico. That they were going to vote for Rowley because Rowley promised them. Just like how Rowley promised the cane farmers that they were going to get their money. And
all right, hold on, let me take this call, then I'll come back to you, Mr. Sanders. Caller, welcome. I'm a fan.
Yeah, Professor Wall Street, Uncle Tommy, this is Financial Guru.
Yeah.
Professor Wall Street, I am very, very troubled with what Brian Manning and Colm Inbert and Keith Rowley and others have been doing. And this is why I asked Mr. Clintus Carlton, because you, in the process, as an assistant CFO, which is what my position was, when you doing anything, you have to have a proper reconciliation and valuation of assets. And this is why Colm Inbert, who was a civil engineer, who did not know accounting, who did not know financial accounting, who did not know off-balance sheet accounting, who did not know financial analysis. You can appoint a liquidator. And what I'm hearing with Mr. Supin Chow, I'm not trying to impugn any sort of guilt on any person, but you have red flags, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy and everyone. When you do a liquidation, I'm looking at the process because what I can't reconcile, you have a holding company, which is the parent, and you have these various companies. At 2009, it was about $30 billion. I think that was the estimated debt that Clico was in debt for. I'm hearing that Clico, the company itself, has paid off most of it. But yet you have a liquidator who's getting a report, and you have the stakeholders taking over and say it's a voluntary liquidation for Clico Holdings, the parent company, and you don't have a proper accounting process through a forensic auditor to see that the valuation of the assets are correct. Because here's what, before I go, when you are valuing any asset before you sell it, there's something called a pro forma invoice. Imbert and Manning don't even have a clue, it seems, with that. Deliberately, it seems. Because you have to value the free cash flow. What is the expected cash returns for that? You see that one Woodbrook Place commercial? It's not the residential or the Trinity Mall. You have to look at what the rental or expected values you could get over a projected time, and then you have to discount it back, which gives you the valuation of a firm or valuation of an asset. It seems none of that was done, and it is on that point before I leave that this is why I say, given the fact that there is no proper accounting, no proper forensic accounting, you could have a fire sale for assets that are worth much more, and there is recourse for it. So, Mr. Carlton, again, I know you say you have to meet with the government, but I'm saying, sir, there is a process that this Trinidad and Securities Company should be involved, so that that liquidator must be held responsible. And if he is deemed nefarious, if Brian Manning and Colm Inbert were involved in any matter where there's an investigation, they must be held civilly, and if it is also criminally, they must be held liable. This is happening too much, Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. This is why they have to go, and they should not come back, because they have been destroying a company $100 billion, and you can't pay it off yet. so much dividends, so much profitability. 63% they own in Republic Bank. Republic Bank is worth billions, and you can't determine what the shareholders' value would be. Professor Walters and Uncle Tommy, these Brian Manning and Con members especially have to answer to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And if they are found guilty, I say send them up the river. Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Terrence, if you continue down the road you're going, right, you will end up like other people in here. This is your last warning, eh? If you continue going down the road that you're going, Terrence, right, you will end up like other people here, okay? So, last warning, right? If you put up any more thing in the chat that's any close to being disrespectful, right, you're out of here, all right? And that's how we just do it in here, okay? Let me finish this voice.
Good night, Wall Street, Uncle Tommy, and everybody out there. Wall Street, I must compliment you on this program tonight, bringing on that guest. It really was informative. But I know he answered the question, and he said Peter Permel was the policy holder, right? But why is he still so quiet? It still involves Clico. Why is he so quiet? But you see what happened to him? For 10 years, Rowley had promised them that they were going to get the money. Rowley did not keep his promise as usual. And I remember him telling Mrs. Pasabi says that Peter Permel, your win will be based on what you do with Clico. That they were going to vote for Rowley because Rowley promised them. Just like how Rowley promised the cane farmers that they were going to get their money, and he bamboozled them. Because Peter Permel was very, very vociferous. Where are they now? Where are they now? And the man is right. And you hear people making excuses for Brian and Hazel Manning with their shell company. Don't come and tell me everything is about the shell company. And the next one jump back in tonight to tell you that you lie. Everybody lying. Everybody just be lying on the PNM. Because the PNM are saints, a band of angels, Jesus' disciples. They don't lie. They wasn't lying to the people for 10 years, for almost 10 years. And I want to tell Penelope Beckers, you did not help pass your children's life fund the act. That but you run into the school to read for the children because you so love children. I tell you, all you give situational ethics and new meaning, and suddenly you're concerned about the army men not getting proper food. You come to tell this government that the army people ain't getting proper food when we have been hearing this years now. I think you should just pat yourself down in a corner and don't say anything, because you're opening your mouth and you're removing all doubt. But funny enough, you're talking about voter pardon, you're talking about the army people, but we're not hearing a word concerning this thing with Brian Manning and the shell company. Foster Cummins and the amount of money his family got through contracts, and Faris. We're not hearing a word from you about those things. You start back to play deaf, dumb, and blind. Selective memory syndrome. Thanks a lot, Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, and have a good night.
Yeah. Tommy have an editorial, but I ain't gonna play that editorial tonight. Let me see what else here in the chat. I'll go play this one here. Okay, let me see. Where's this one here? Oh, look. Hold on, Let me see this here. I'm gonna play this. I just
will manifest over a 5-year period. Year 1 will start in the next few weeks.
So you tell people to maybe taper those expectations?
Yes.
The PSA would be one of those people who would have those expectations.
So, folks, what this is that the finance minister, Dave Tanko, revealed that the 10% wage negotiation for public servants will commence in the upcoming fiscal year. right? So the 10% negotiation to start, it was kind of noisy back then.
Will manifest over a 5-year period. Year 1 will start in the next few weeks.
So you tell people to maybe taper those expectations?
Yes.
The PSA would be one of those people who would have those expectations. Felicia Thomas is confident that the 10% negotiations will start in this fiscal year coming.
I expect that the 10% negotiation that's now been referenced as the 10% negotiation will start in fiscal 2026, and there will be some resolution in fiscal 2026. I think both the government and the union are similarly minded in resolving those matters in fiscal 2026. So there will be provision in the budget for those kinds of things.
Will the THA be getting a higher ratio than the one that is under?
I love you have to wait until the budget to hear that information.
When will the budget be?
Soon.
Late October, early October, late October?
Early October. The Prime Minister has already signaled early October.
And when you say what people are calling the 10%, is it not at 10%? Because they said minimum 10.
There is a negotiation that has to take place first before we can finalize. No negotiation has started yet.
They said it will start in the 2026 financial year.
Yes.
With a conclusion in that same financial year.
It is my expectation that there will be a conclusion in fiscal 2026.
You know how that 10 is broken up? Is it 334, 433?
It's a negotiation that hasn't even started yet, so there's no way of knowing what it will end up as.
Public servants right now, because I know they're asking me when I open up the road to Palace.
Fiscal 2026 will have some of the answers.
Will you be a popular man after the budget?
For some, yes.
So, folks, 10% negotiation to start in 2026. Yeah? Yeah? So, all who making all kind of noise and all kind of thing. Yeah? Michael, welcome. How you doing? Good night, WZYE people now locked on for a little while as I'm working the night shift. Welcome, man. We know you always do this. Yeah, all right, Terrence. Bye-bye. At least, Terrence, you could still post. You get good there at the end. You get very good at the end. So, folks, take a listen to this.
By Joel Julian. Malfeasance in Public Office by Joel Julian. Carlton Reese, representative of the majority shareholders of CL Financial, CLF, has written to Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara requesting a criminal investigation into former Finance Minister Coleman Burt and former Minister in the Ministry of Finance Brian Manning. In a letter dated September 15th, Reese called for the two former cabinet members, as well as CL Financial, Clico liquidator Mark Byers, to be arrested or at least questioned regarding what he described as alleged malfeasance in public office, conspiracy to dissipate CL Financial, Clico assets, conspiracy to commit fraud, and conspiracy to launder money. Called to remove the liquidator. Reese, who controls over 47% of CLF shares through Dalco Company Limited and who chairs the group holding a 58% majority stake, also appealed to the government, as the company's largest creditor, to take immediate steps to remove the liquidator and return to a shareholders' agreement to resolve outstanding debts. CL Financial has been under the TNT government's control since 2009 and was placed into voluntary liquidation in 2017. Reese said that was done without the approval of the majority shareholders and without audited financial statements to justify the action. Now 8 years have since elapsed, and the liquidator has yet to fulfill his fiduciary responsibilities to the main creditor, Reese stated. He urged the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, TPS, to treat the matter with urgency and investigate the alleged collusion. Reese also copied his letter to the Financial Intelligence Unit and the Anti-Corruption Investigations Board. Appeal dismissed. The Privy Council yesterday dismissed an appeal by CL Financial Limited, although it disagreed with how the Court of Appeal had reached its decision, except for the part dealing with legal costs, which it revised. The matter was heard before Lord Hodge, Lord Briggs, Lord Leggett, Lord Stevens, and Lord Richards on October 2nd last year. The judgment was yesterday handed down by Lord Richards. CL Financial had approached the Privy Council to challenge a Court of Appeal decision concerning the amounts owed to its joint liquidators for work carried out in 2019. In July 2017, the government had presented a petition to wind up the company and successfully applied for the appointment of provisional liquidators. At that time, the company owed the government over $15.5 billion. Provisional liquidators were appointed on terms agreed with the government. The company was wound up by the court on September 15, 2017 on the grounds of insolvency, and Grant Thornton was selected as liquidator. During the appeal, the court granted conditional leave to the company to petition the British law lords regarding whether the matter should be remitted to Justice Kevin Ramcharan in the High Court for reconsideration of the liquidators' fees. The appeal relates to Justice Ramcharan's approval of a remuneration and expenses application brought by Grant Thornton's liquidators, Hugh Dixon and David Holocaust. In the application, the duo claimed $3,175,492.39 for the services they provided between January and December 2019. They also claimed $43,641.95 for payroll and tax services, as well as $312,738.33 for fees and services of Grant Thornton corporate directors between October 2018 and December 2020. The Attorney General's office argued that the judge mishandled the application because the claims lacked sufficient details about the services performed. While the duo claimed approximately $21 million in fees between September 2017 and December 2018, the fees claimed for 2019 were higher for a shorter period. The AG sought to have the Court of Appeal overturn Justice Ramcharan's ruling and make its own order. However, Justices Prakash Musai and Charmaine Pemberton, in December last year, remitted the matter back to Justice Ramcharan for reconsideration. CL Financial appealed to the Privy Council on 4 grounds. Grounds 1 and 2, the Court of Appeal failed to properly consider the High Court judgment. Ground 3, the Court of Appeal used an approach to approving the liquidators' fees and expenses that was legally unsupported and incorrect. Specifically, it required a line-by-line breakdown of all work, demanded excessive detail, and applied the same standard to expenses. Ground 4, the Court of Appeal wrongly made a non-par tie costs order, holding the liquidators personally responsible for legal costs. Malfeasance in public.
Are they going to suffer any consequences, Tommy?
Well, let's hope that this time they don't get away with it.
You feel so?
I'm not going to hold my breath.
Okay. You're not going to hold your breath. So, my boy Caribbean Soul sent me this. Trinidad and Tobago medals Olympics 2010 to 2024. Trinidad and Tobago won 4 Olympic medals in 2012, 1 medal in 2016, and no medals in 2020 and 2024. So here is the breakdown. 2012 London, 1 gold, 1 silver, 2 bronze, 4 total. 2006 Rio, 1 bronze, 1 total. 2020 Tokyo, 0, 0, 0, 0 total. 2024 Paris, 0, 0, 0, 0 total. Right? So under the PNM is a lot of zeros, plenty zeros. KFC. Right. So under the PNM is a lot of zeros. KFC inside.
Yeah, hello, good night. Let's know.
Good
night, Professor Worship.
Good night.
Let's say congratulations to Kishan World Cup and the young boy who won the silver medal.
Yeah.
But Mr. Worship, 13 years. Jerry Richard, congratulations. It takes 13 years for Kishan World Cup to bring in a gold medal when the Honorable Cameron Services are in power again.
Correct.
So the PLM was a blight all the time for sportsmen and sportswomen in this country.
Not, they are a blight. That's why we don't want to see them in power for the next 50 years.
But the better set of swimmers pull all of them rock areas and then they create any swimmers come out of that for the last 9 years. Going to the craft that.
Yep.
Going to the craft that games anything at all.
Come out that way. Please.
You have to bring back the sports thing really serious because the sports is bring the local use out of crime and property to it.
Correct is right.
Sports is a serious thing. Sports make the nation feel happy.
Yeah.
All criminals come together and celebrate. Because the long we left for gold medal, we start watching it and I silver. You're not the pay them like Heinz, you get bronze.
And it's like the same day, you know. Imagine that, the same day, you know.
Back to back.
Back to back. If you even had one more person, boy, we do like how the PNM end up in crime. Gold, silver, and bronze, boy.
Oh, God, boy.
Yeah, we like...
Yeah, look, give him a round of applause. When he come back, we have an holiday for him.
Yeah, we give him a round of applause.
You remember the last time when he bring in gold? You know, the just government feed them proper.
Correct is right.
So we had to honor him. And you see the thing, the stadium will be now with Dream Rachel from Point 14 down there.
Yep.
We go and build that for him and name that after him.
Correct is right.
So Mr. Washington, I go and take him to the new training hospital. We built it for the last 10 years with the piano never open. And they get to go open before the year done.
Yeah, man.
Bless.
Caller, you're live. Go ahead, caller. Caller, you're live. Turn off your computer and talk on your phone.
Good night, Uncle Tom, Professor Wall. That interview that you have with Mr. William Carter, that is serious information in the world. And I'm trying to figure out a little country like we all this advantage team from Keith Rowley and Imbert and all of them. What we need, okay? We need something like an FBI or a CIA to help people with this kind of thing, because that can be right, you know. That can be right, you know. And then when they be weak because and them correlating for money for URP and CPEP, and all the money going down the drain. What they doing we in this country here, with that Rowley region and them do, can't be right to these people of this country. We had to get some form of justice. I hear you say go to Mr. Jeremy or but still, all the information this man had here, but they had Mr. Carter, like they had it frightened too. But Professor Tom, what way? That advantage cannot be right for we. That ain't right. We need a FBI or CIA something, boy. Have a good night, brother.
Thanks for the call.
And you are so correct, because you know why? The PNM have compromised almost every single independent institution in Trinidad and Tobago, right? That they are no longer independent. Let me repeat that. The PNM in the last 9.5 to 10 years have compromised every independent institution in Trinidad and Tobago. Everyone. I'm saying everyone. Yeah? Every single one of them. And listen to this. This video, what I'm going to show you here, it's a travesty, tragedy, tragic by the PNM on what they did with respect to the Kuva Children's Hospital. Right? They should never see the corridors of power for the next 100 years. I'm raising it by 50 more. 100 years. They didn't never see it. Take a listen to this, folks.
That this has happened, has been allowed to happen over the last 10 years.
Minister of Health Dr. Lakram Bodu expressed his extreme disappointment in what was revealed during a walkthrough of the Kuva Hospital and Multi-Training Facility, commonly referred to as the Kuva Children's Hospital. Commissioned in August 2015, this facility, championed by Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, was intended to bring pediatric and adult inpatient services, emergency care, surgical services, laboratory, diagnostic imaging, and training capacity together to improve access and emergency response times.
I want to stop it there. I want to ask a question. PNM Fox, PNM Red Fox, in the last 9.5 years, give us one innovative idea that the PNM brought to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. One. I'm looking for one. Now, think about this. The Kuva Hospital is an innovative idea that was brought by the People's Partnership, led by the Prime Minister at that time, who's the current Prime Minister now, Kamla Persad-Bissessar. Innovative idea. Innovative. So I'm looking for one from you, PNM Red Fox. And if PNM Party still there, Party, you can try to see if you could scrunch up one. You know what I'm saying? Scrunch up one. And Gordon Dryden Joseph, wherever you are, I know you're listening. Maybe you could call the pastor with the internet search engine and ask him if he knows of any. And maybe you can send it in a voice note. Take a listen, folks. And all I want the PNM to run Trinidad and Tobago.
In Central and South Trinidad.
People of Trinidad and Tobago has an opportunity to see what you all saw on the tour this morning. They would be very, very disappointed. I think what we've seen here is a tragedy of the greatest proportion. We have seen equipment, state-of-the-art equipment. We've seen beds here with still the plastic on. So we've seen here a 200.
Can you imagine, for me? Equipment with still the plastic on.
Beds with still plastic with part.
Correct. And you know what, Tommy? They had a practical opening in what part of the Port of Spain General Hospital, the south part, whatever they call it. They had a practical opening, right? You think them wicked and joke? You think them like the people of Trinidad and Tobago? It's only now they like the people, Now they're in opposition. So you know what, folks? I am telling the people of Trinidad and Tobago, keep the PNM in opposition forever. Let them be in opposition forever because they go work hard when they're in opposition. Right? And Colin will go come and tell you, well, we make a few mistakes and we shouldn't do that and we shouldn't do this. And then Penny go come, the Novocaine finally we are off. We suppose. Yes. We don't want to listen to all you. We don't want to listen.
City bed hospital that has not been utilized for the past 10 years, save for during the time of COVID.
Minister of Works and Infrastructure, Jerlene John, expressed disappointment that millions of taxpayer dollars, in her words, has gone down the drain.
On that 14th day of August 2015, we had collected all of the binders with the warranty and the guarantee. We had accepted the hospital as having achieved completion, for practical completion from the contractor. So what we had done that day was to trigger the defect liability period of a year, it would have been 2 years, and the warranties would have been triggered. So that is why today the biomedical engineers will be telling you this piece of equipment has 1 more year to go, 6 months. Next month it's gone after spending $10 million, and the people of Trinidad and Tobago would have paid for it, but have had no use of it.
The health minister gave his commitment in rectifying the situation.
Under the guidance and direction of the Honorable Prime Minister, the Ministry of Health is going to move together with UDICOT in the shortest possible time to fully operationalize this hospital. That is my intention as the Minister of Health.
A comprehensive scope of works conducted by UDICOT noted urgent remedial works to the building systems and medical equipment are necessary to meet required standards. No set timeline has been given for the full reopening of the facility. Ayana Carter, TTT News.
So you think it easy? Yeah, you think it easy? Yeah.
What a shame.
Huh?
I said, what a shame.
What a shame, man. You should be ashamed of yourself. Folks, put your closing comments and your closing quotes in the chat and send your closing voice note put your closing comments and closing quotes in the chat and send your closing voice note. It's not a shame, Tommy.
So
it's
sad.
not a shame.
Sad.
Yeah. P&M developed Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, you mean P&M underdeveloped Trinidad and Tobago?
Underdeveloped.
Yes, underdeveloped. Exactly.
Yeah.
P&M underdeveloped Trinidad and Tobago. But you miss out that word, boy. You miss out underdeveloped. Yeah, KFC.
Fireburn PNM, you will see PNM back in crowd port anymore again. We are the developers country, the campus as I said, you have about three or four terms to build back this country. The PNM like our germs and they're just rushing just so, you know. But Mr. Worship,
yeah.
Our brother crying out a fighter who was fighting in the trenches for the last 9 years. He feel any challenge. He lives alone and everybody Bitcoin. He going by EMPD. He needed some kind of assistance. He under the weather.
Okay.
I talk with him like he give up my boy in check and he does well and he under the weather. When you play game challenge, you already can't move about and too much now. But
send me I have his number, I'll give him a call.
Yeah, give him a call and see if somebody could go reach out and help him now.
I will give him a call. I will give him a call because
Yeah,
he's
bless.
the call us here, man. Bless. Yeah. Yeah, bless. But folks, before we go tonight, I want you all to listen to our person here. Right? This person is, I call him, anyway, I'll go see for all yourself. COP, welcome. COP.
Professor Walshit and Uncle Tommy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kuva Hospital. That Kuva Hospital, when Rowley take office in 2015, 6 months after Rowley take, that Kuva Hospital could have opened up.
Yep.
For the 9 years, 10 years Keith Rowley in office, that hospital could have opened. Why them don't want a children hospital in this country? No. Look, this government now going in office, and they say by the ending of this year, the Kuva Children Hospital should be open by that.
Yep.
PNM supporters, Patricia Reid, what you have with the Kuva Hospital, Children Hospital? What the PNM have? Why they don't want that?
COP, the PNM don't want anything innovative that the UNC did. Anything the UNC did innovative, the PNM don't want that because them don't think of it.
And they're not building one of its own.
Yeah.
Look just to finish a block. Look just to finish a block in the hospital in Port of Spain. The 9 years and you can't finish that yet. Up to now, Keith Rowley open it up and it ain't finished yet.
Yeah.
Just like the hotel in the
airport
in Tobago, yeah, same thing. Practical loop.
You know to go inside there, you have to walk through a track. It don't no driving no car park, you have to walk through a track to go there. So Professor Walshit, take 10 out of 10 for programming. It's a beautiful thing to build there, but you have to walk through a track to go to the airport. It's like you take that have bush in it, you clean the center, at over there. And then everybody had to walk through a track to reach over there. That is what they build over there. You just go to let anybody, let them go and take picture and send it for you. Take 10 out of 10 for your programming tonight. It was an excellent program tonight. 10 out of 10 for that. Thank you.
Go ahead, Tommy. Unmute you. Tommy, unmute you. Unmute. There we go. Go ahead, Tommy.
Go ahead, Anderson. Go ahead, Anderson.
Uncle Tommy, Wall Street. Good night.
Good night, Anderson.
The Kunji, the KFC, everybody. I know, I can't say when last I hear Brooklyn. I was calling earlier on today Wall Street before the program. task force, she can leave Uncle Tommy, they know him too. People don't know who's the ringleader.
No, I don't know.
And before the program started,
And this is
I sent the program to Dr. Munilal. I said it to Wade Mark. Wade Mark tell me to listen. I hope he's listening. I was calling Wade Mark today too. And I don't want to tell him I wanted to tell him something over the phone. I won't tell him on this show. So anybody close to Wade Mark, tell him I'm not calling him and answer his phone. But what I want to tell him, I don't want to tell him and he come report in the morning. And I still want to know if I don't know who's ringing leader. Matara. Well, I'm you know the MCW or the MCMC. You know the MCW or whoever. Right? But obviously, you know it's Privy.
Yep.
And these other portion of people, I want to know who's ringleader. Ringleader is one with some funny here, always plat up or plat down, talking at the shoppiness on Facebook. Who cost the Prime Minister dirty? Cost the Prime Minister stink. Well, you working? You didn't have to wait, but can't see you wait there, you wait. Country to who giving people advice to wait. Let me hold on country, budget is just now. Let me wait. We would be out in protest. Rubber bullet, pelting at feet tear gas. We had to wait. We waited, you know. And only tape this and send for Barry. I talk about Barry, but I said the thing. I have a nephew working with us, he called me today. He's a foreman in Wasa, his father is a supervisor. He said, Uncle, anything you want to know about Wasa, tell me, right? And I will give you proper information. He said, Uncle, they're nasty with yourself in Wasa. He said, don't play with them, you know. I know you work hard for the UNC. I said, well, nephew, you are listening. He said, every week. I talk about the 200 who are getting first rounds there. I'm glad for Barry for that. All these seniors who get through the 200 who get through Massa. Exact 200. Them get through first. I never see them let me no protest. 10 years I cussing Hines. I cussing Rowley. Who calling him raper man. Who know he interfere with little jelly in school and nothing we know for the UNC. Or say. But we waiting. We waiting. It's all who cuss. All who spit on pan there. Them working. All who cuss the Indian. And call them working on him. Them working. So Kunji continue encouraging the real UNC them. All encourage them to wait too now. Wait. Just let them wait. But I'm going to what my nephew told me today. He said, Uncle, you play stupid enough. I ain't going to use the word he called me. And you're playing as a chakawat. They're bringing in every week 8 for the least 10. And just cutting him about. I'm not actually, I can say what he said, and not my words, his words. He said, don't the all 3G are not working in here, baby. Yeah, man, to you. All that you do for the UNC, you can't see the Kenya son in myself. He says every week, every week 10 or more coming in.
Tommy, we had to go for the break.
Right?
Tommy.
Anderson.
The chairman get them 10.
Anderson, we top of the hour, Anderson.
Anderson, we have to go for the break.
Chairman get them 10. Right, so all who call in and the family, friends, whoever get you so far, I'm glad for them. I'm glad for all who didn't have to wait. When you didn't have to wait, you know how much Carmela does ship, how much she does shrink.
Tommy, we have to go for the break.
KFC, you wait by. I waiting.
Anderson.
As much as Kingsley does string here and string there, Kingsley work hard for the UNC too.
Anderson.
KFC work hard for them.
Anderson.
And all they continue to tell, yes, listening.
Yes, we it's the top of the hour. We have to go for the break.
Okay, you'll go for the break, and I will continue waiting. But I know all who cussing against you. So I might try to use them tactics sometime tomorrow.
Thank you for your
listening, man.
Thank you for your contribution.
So, folks, we're going to go for that break. We're going to take that quick break, and we'll be right back. Stick and stay. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washit, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washit, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, whenever you join us, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also 973-609-6509. That's 973-609-6509. As the professor said, please share the live as soon as you get in.
Yeah.
Thank you. Share the live.
Let me see if there's any let me see. Hold on there. Tara, welcome. Where Tara joining us from? Tara, where you joining us from? Okay. PNM folks trying to make all kind of excuse for the evil, wicked ways of the PNM. Yeah? The evil and wicked.
It's obvious.
Yeah, he trying to make all kind of excuse, boy. You should be ashamed of yourself as a black man, boy. Really and truly. Yeah? And anyway. Anyway. My closing comment. Oh, I want to thank Carlton Reese for joining us. We really appreciate all the information he shared, and that is very important information that he shared. And what Attorney General apologizes and withdraw appeal in the Brent Thomas case. Hear that? He withdraw the appeal. Think it easy. But I think the PNM wicked and joke. It's a kind of wickedness we have never seen in years. One man who is an MP get over $100 million. Oh, you know something? Let me play this before I go. Sorry. I had to play this before I go. Sorry. I forget this. I had to play this before I go. Only listen to this.
For the avoidance of doubt, here are the facts. Some tenders offered by the state were won by companies owned by my family members. I entered politics at the national level. My entry into public life was to somehow influence the family-owned business to obtain state contracts.
Hold on, folks. Holy call. I want to play this. I want you all to listen to this.
For the avoidance of doubt, here are the facts. Some tenders offered by the state were won by companies owned by my family members. I entered politics at the national level. My entry into public life was to somehow influence the family-owned business to obtain state contracts.
Let me play it again.
For the avoidance of doubt, here are the facts. Some tenders offered by the state were won by companies owned by my family members. I entered politics at the national level. My entry into public life was to somehow influence the family-owned business to obtain state contracts.
State contracts.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that, Tommy?
Yep.
To influence in order for his family to obtain state contracts. Don't get vexed with me. I didn't say it, this say. But Tommy, on Sunday, I hear Aisha Wells' name calling and thing, and the person around, the person get P&M rare to get exposed, and he called Aisha Wells' name, and he said the P&M was wicked to Aisha Wells. But we ain't gonna play that tonight. We go play that on Sunday. So, folks, this is my closing comment. My closing comment. Yeah, boy. All I one, boy.
Jareem Richards storms to silver.
No, not that one. Oh, here it is.
God, remove from my path everything that prevents me from prospering. Keep me away, Lord, from distractions, doubts, and people who do not bring peace. May all fear, negativity, and insecurity be removed from my life so that I can follow the path you have prepared for me. Give me discernment to recognize what I need to leave behind and the courage to walk away from everything that does me no good. Guide my steps with your wisdom, leading me to opportunities that bring growth, peace, and fulfillment. Lord, strengthen my heart with patience and trust so that I never give up on my dreams, even in the face of challenges. Teach me to walk with humility. Faith, knowing that true victory comes from you. Bless my days, Father, with your presence and the certainty that I am never alone. May your light illuminate every decision, driving away the shadows of doubt and drawing me closer to your grace. May I prosper in everything I do, but may my heart remain forever grateful and humble. Thank you, Lord, for protecting me, for being my refuge and shield. May every obstacle overcome be proof of your care and a step toward the abundant life you have prepared for me. Let my journey be marked by your love, your peace, and the guidance of your Spirit. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. If this prayer touched your heart, share it with someone who needs words of hope and faith. Leave your amen in the comments. And
for me, I said this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Go ahead, Tommy.
This is a Chinese proverb. Tension is who you think you should be. Relaxation is who you are. Like I always say, you the man in the mirror. You must become that change you want to see. However, if you're looking at the mirror and you don't like what you see, you cannot blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Love you all. See you Sunday, God willing. Till then, be safe.
Wait, Tom, you can.
Good night. The person hung up.
Okay. Here, she called back. Okay, let me see if there's any. Donna Alexander says, good night, Professor Warshik, Mankatoma, and all who are locked on. Have a safe and blessed night. Good night, my friends. Relax and fall asleep, knowing that God got your back. I pray you wake to a blessed, beautiful Friday. Thank you, Donna. Sometimes all you need is someone just to be there. Even if they can't solve your problem, just knowing there is someone who cares can make all the difference. Thank you, Donna. Tommy, I ain't see your friend, Miss Atlanta. What does she? You guess she vexed her.
I don't know what we did.
Yeah, I feel like she vexed her.
All right.
Yeah, I feel again, she vex. That man, that vex. She vex. Anyway, that's it, folks. Let me go to the comments in the chat. I feel again, Miss Atlanta vex.
Anything's possible.
Oh God. I don't understand this. PNM Fox say black people getting rich is a problem. Black people being poor is more problem. What black people? Yeah, KFC. KFC.
Yeah, Mr. Austin Rogers, that's the man partner there. You know, he said that text to me, nothing yet, and send a praying sign. But Mr. Washit, as a man go break my salad, today I went to pick up my daughter, and I see a man was in the trenches. I was calling it. I see he doing a major work opposite the Chalkdust police station. And my less simple thing, mean getting a quick response. What should I know? The call gone, you know. The road could go to, you know. I watching and seeing what's going on. I just waiting. You see the trusted process and hold on. I lose Canada. Because I need to get for the see that video, want to go and play with them like Shabbat, don't play that video. Because you see, you congratulate Twiggy, Tyra, I set up PNM, you congratulate them, go down in the church and no fighting. Why I need some I'm to the church to see about boy or that congratulate me too. I had to get fed too, you know. I started to explode like I was scared by and that's all you know. I'm going shit. You laugh. You profile blessed.
All right, let me go to the closing comments. Paul DeGal says, good night. Good night, everyone. Until next time. Tara Brandon said, blessed night, Wall Street and Uncle Tommy. Anthony says, Monica, Soul, Anna, Batman, and everyone else on the chat. Good night. Be safe out there. The Santa Cruz closing comment. In the end, we remember not the words of our enemy, but the silence of our friends. Full 100, MLK. Anthony said, Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, good night, brothers. Thank you, my friend. Wall Street, we need to hear from Vandana Mohit. We could try to get Vandana for Sunday. Good night, everyone. Be safe out there, says Anthony. Anthony Ford says, Professor Wall Street and Tommy, blessed night. Okay, we already said that one. We said that one and we said that one. Okay. All right, folks, we are out of here. We see you on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Yeah? We are out of here. See you later. Bye-bye.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day,